Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you here. Hopefully, you have had yourselves a very good weekend. Mine was kind of quiet. Well, kind of. I was running around as usual, but it was fairly quiet. Did some stuff with the mother-in-law because the father-in-law is still in the hospital, so making sure she don't feel too lonely. But it is an absolutely gorgeous day. I'm sitting here with I don't know. I call that about a 20% cold cup of coffee, but I am with friends. So,
Hello.
hello. So, how was your weekend?
Um, well, it was mostly good.
Well, that's
Mostly
good.
good. Yeah. Yeah, mostly good. My finger's nice and healed up. It's still a big, massive scar, but otherwise it was okay.
Well, that's good.
It
That's
was
a
okay.
story you can tell about the shark that almost ate off your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah. Did you do anything interesting this weekend? Like, say, watch a new movie or something like that?
No, I went to so on Saturday it was super nice out, so I just went to the park and chilled for a while.
Well, that's good.
Um, and then what else did I do? Came home, did some, chores and things. And then today we went over to Mr. Miracle's house, our friend Adrian,
Yeah.
and
Whose
the
name is not
wives and
Adrian.
correct, the wives and us all went and played some board games and stuff, played some cards and blah 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 blah. Just hung out, you know how
Board
you
games
do.
are great, dude. I love board games.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a real good time.
Can you explain to me? I understand why you call yourself Thundero, but why does he use such a mundane name like Adrian?
Apparently, it was from some book or something he was writing when he was younger.
Oh, okay.
One of the main characters was named Adrian, and he just kind of stuck with it.
How come I'm like the only dude that has his actual name? Am I
Because
interneting wrong?
you were, yeah, but you live in Japan, so you don't have to worry about it as much. But when we most of us came around these areas because of like Comicsgate and stuff, and we were worried about getting doxxed. We didn't want to get doxxed and stuff, so
Oh,
I
I
think
don't
that's why a
think
lot
that.
of people have pseudonyms.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to come to my house.
They probably couldn't. You're in Japan. It's a bit far.
It is, but they wouldn't enjoy it very much. I have Ninja at the gate.
Ninjas.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. He's got ninjas everywhere,
I got
folks.
ninjas.
Real ninjas.
Yes, they do complain a bit because I do prefer the white ninja outfits, and I like them a little bit tight in the waist area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. That's okay. I used to I used to joke about with my kids. I used to joke with Booster like that too, but about sending putting my dog in a ninja outfit and then sending him to deal with something if they were being bad. I would threaten them with ninja death.
Ninja death.
Yeah,
The ninja death.
the ninja
The
death.
worst kind of death.
That's right.
The ultimate form of death. The ninja death.
Right. You know the funny thing is, Japanese never actually use that word.
What ninja?
Yeah, they always say shinobi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it's a made up word in English actually. Like we just
Oh no, it's an
made that stuff
actual
up.
Japanese word. They just don't use it. Of course, they don't even. The Japanese never mention ninja. Hardly ever samurai. They just don't talk about those things. The
Yeah.
Japanese are very boring. I don't know if I've told you this.
You have.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're very boring people.
super boring. Very efficient, quiet, polite to the nth degree, and yeah, yeah,
It's
Japan.
rough. That's a
Yeah.
rough one.
It is. But I do like quiet though. I'm male after all.
You are in fact.
You know, I did hit that like and share button. Hopefully you guys will do the same. Yeah, but I kind of wonder. We see so much of the battle of the sexes these days. It's at a fever pitch, of course. But I don't think women get it. I hear a lot of times they say men are simple and they use it derogatorily. But it is true. But I don't think they get what we really want. Peace, quiet.
Yes. Yes. Consistency.
Yeah,
When you say you're gonna do something, do it.
yeah.
That's it. A little bit of like if I've one thing all men want, but most of them are too afraid to ask for because they know women will try. Well, a lot of women will try and twist it into some kind of negative, like you're being controlling or possessive. We want a little bit of reciprocity. It doesn't have to be the same amount. Meaning, if I go over here and I do this thing, I do this nice thing, or I
Yeah,
just do the thing for the house, or I do the thing for
yeah,
the family, blah, 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 blah. All we're asking is a little give and take. It doesn't have to be the same amount of effort. If I'm
no,
over here busting my ass, working my ass off, doing
yeah,
this thing, that thing, or whatever, I just want you to acknowledge it and appreciate it. That's all. That's all I'm asking for. And
yeah,
maybe put a little effort in as well,
yeah.
depending on what it is.
Well, I don't even want
No,
that.
at no point. Yeah, at no point do we even need you to be. We need to. You expect me to match this? You expect me? No, it's not a competition.
No, no,
We're
don't
not. We're
need
not.
any of
It's
that.
not a competition.
Just
No, it's not a
shut up,
part.
shutting up.
Yeah. Well, that's one way you can do it. Is
Mm,
stop fretting. Stop. Bip, 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 bip,
mm,
right?
yeah,
That's one way you can do it. But the other way is if somebody does something really nice for you, right? Say your husband, he does something really nice for you, whatever it is, or your boyfriend or your friend, whatever. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little give back, little reciprocity.
yeah,
And sometimes all that takes is just a thank you. Just, oh wow, thank you so much. That's
sure.
all it takes.
Or just quiet. I'm really lucky
A
though.
lot of people will twist that gesture
Uh,
or that not even expectation, but that courtesy,
hmm,
right,
right.
into something negative. And it's very strange. It happens a lot with women. I've noticed
Mm,
where if you do something nice for them and they feel put upon, no matter what it is, they just feel put upon. Now all of a sudden that's a problem and you caused this. Wait a minute.
yeah.
I just all
That
I did was something nice.
that's
That's all I was
just
doing.
that's a Western woman thing, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Western
I'm
women are
just kind of
broken.
respond. Yeah, I'm just kind of responding to what I see. I don't have these issues. My wife is very quiet, actually,
Yeah.
which makes for a very quiet house because I know I talk here for a living, and and for a living. Sorry, but
Yeah.
actually, I can go hours and hours and hours and not even make a peep.
No sound.
Yeah,
Just silence.
yeah.
That's
So
nice.
we got a pretty
Nice.
quiet house, and you know what? Everyone's happy. You know. Because I'm writing or doing something, or maybe watching some documentary, or my wife is watching some stupid Korean drama or reading a book. So, and we like to
Yeah.
be in the same room together. We have more rooms in the houses, we just don't use them. Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Yeah. Oh, well. Nevertheless, welcome everybody. Hopefully your weekend was
Hello.
great, and hopefully everybody is doing good and happy. Alan says that he is the Hull Comics, but that is actually branding, and then he says something about butt use. He missed a T. No? All right, fine. Fine. Be like that. But what's going on in the world today? Let's see here. Uh, China is implode. Well, they were already imploding, weren't they? Um, it's things I guess have ratcheted up. Uh, I didn't know that it could get worse, but it is worse. The government is you better be real quiet in China right now because the government is just throttling back. She is just killing everybody that works for him. Yeah. There's been rumors of a couple of people trying to step up and maybe coup d'etat or trying to get some influence, so they're all dead and everybody around them is dead. A lot of murder latent going on. They're kind of moving ships and planes around Taiwan, trying to instigate. I don't know why. They're not going to do anything about it. I mean, honestly, uh,
Hmm.
I don't know what the point. I guess just to hoorah the troops and stuff. We know the Chinese have been fighting with the Russians very poorly, as the Koreans were. But the Russians are just trying to accommodate them a little bit. Oh, you want to get some experience? Okay, come over here and die for me. Thank you. The Russians, of course, are every day gaining ground. Every day. I mean, it's like since Trump came back, it's almost as if someone pressed a button.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every day, I mean, it's little by little. It's not like they're. I mean, every now and then they'll take like a 10, 15-mile swath, but it's little by little, village and town by town. But I'd say it's about 95% all Russian victory. There's a little bit every now and then Ukrainians will get a win, but it's mostly all Russia, dude. And yeah, I'm kind of wondering how long that's just going to pitter patter like that, because the
Hmm.
Russians, a lot of people are saying, well, the Russians haven't taken a lot of land. Well, they took the land they wanted, and then they just been
Yeah.
grinding the hell out of the Ukrainians, which, if you paid attention at all, you would know is the plan, which must have been a
Yes.
real pain in the ass for Putin when Trump said, there's 50,000 people there. Please don't murder them all. Kind of the point is to murder them all, you know.
Hmm.
But they capitulate. Okay, Trumpy. All right, fine. Because they got deals. These two guys really want to get done with this because they got deals to be made, man.
Yeah, they do. It's getting silly at this point.
It is. It is. We got to get it done. That's a good one, Alan. She's got the looks that kill. That was pretty good. I'm going to give you 10 points. For no, no, 11 points for you, Alan. 11. That was a nice little use of Motley Crue's lyric there, don't you think? I like it. She's got the look to kill, but using the Chinese leader's name. Yeah. But the thing is with this, of course, if they actually do pull the trigger just for political gain and try to do something violent toward Taiwan, I don't even think Japan and America need to step in. I really don't. I think Taiwan's
No.
got it. Yeah, I think they got it. Keep in mind the Chinese have already since what is we've going on 70 years now, right?
Yep.
Chinese have tried 6 times to take that island and failed. So I don't think
Yeah.
they need
Yeah.
our
I
help.
don't. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. I don't think China's going to even do it. They're just going to keep barking.
Well, the problem they're having is their economy's been collapsing for a while. This isn't new. But they're also everyone's hip to their game, where they're giving these money to build these very poorly built buildings and trains and stuff that fall apart like in a day, and using it to bankrupt these countries so they can go in and steal land and shit. That's the plan. That's the Belt and Roads Initiative is about stealing land and putting countries in debt. That's what the whole point is. But everybody's kind of
Mhm.
hip to it now, and they're just like, yeah, we're not paying. Suck it. What do you got to do about it, China? So you got that going on too. But yeah, China is interesting example. We should keep our eyes on that. I think. I think someone is actually. I think someone's paying attention for sure. Other than that,
Pretty sure.
let's see what else we got. The Jews have been doing their ground war. They've been really grinding over there, just kind of street by street, and in essence, I'd say Gaza has been taken over. So I'm kind of waiting for the when are we going to move them all out and move on to Judea because the Israelis are they're in war mode. They're in Lebanon doing their thing. They're in Syria fighting against Turkey. They're waving shit at the Egyptians. Said better not, better not. And of course, they're planning massive strikes with on Iran with the Americans. So supposedly, yeah, Israel's just like all right, and they're just making war. It's interesting a little
Yeah.
teeny country like that kicks so much ass, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have all of our weapons and money, so
Yeah, but
makes
come
sense.
on, dude. It's like a little speck in the middle of a sea of Islamic death.
Yeah, but they're surrounded by barbarians.
They are. That is true. They can't. They're useless. That is true. They do have an attrition gain, but if you just simply are, toppling their buildings and stuff, there's nothing they could do but kind of like, "Ara bara, ara bara, ara," whatever it is they do. So
Yeah.
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 And it's barbarian. So that's going on in the world. I just want to make sure that Roger is happy. I'm trying to cover my bases. The the Indians are trying to address the rapiness of their Muslims in their country, and there are some of the Hindus that are a bit rapey too, but it's mainly the Muslims. They're trying to address that, which probably means they're just going to kill them. I think. Um, Let's see what else we got. Britain's lost, Sweden's lost, Germany is defunct, France is wow. Yeah, there's that. Um, Central America is Central America. Milei of Argentina kicking ass. I mean, it's quicker than I thought. 1 year he's turned that economy around, dude. No joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Africa's in complete flaming war. South Africa is like, yeah, screw you. We're going to kill all the whites we want. What are you going to do about it, Trumpy?
Yeah.
There you go. You got
Yeah. The
that.
world's on fire. The world is on fire.
Yeah, well, I sit quietly here. The locals are very happy. We just had an election yesterday, and one of my personal friends, actually, well, my wife's personal friend, got elected into town council. And for the first time ever and ever, Psyche has a female mayor, and all the ladies are happy about it. And I'm like, okay, the mayor doesn't do anything in Psyche. The
Yep.
last time we had an election, only one person actually ran
Yep.
and won, surprisingly. You know, so I think I've caught up on politics, world politics there. Anything you want to add to
Real
that?
quick. Real quick and dirty. No, not
Yeah.
really. It's one of those situations where it's just kind of like same shit, different day.
It
You
is.
got
It
Trump
is.
out here
It
doing
is like
Trump
that.
stuff. The world keeps barking and barking and barking,
Yep.
and we just keep on winning in America. I saw the other day that the inflation went down more than they expected it would,
Hmm.
and what was it? What was the number? The I can't remember now, but something was actually for the first time. It was deflation. Prices had actually started to go down.
Right.
Consumer price index had started to decrease a very, very,
Yeah.
very, very small amount, but that keeps happening.
It's the right
We could
direction.
have a situation.
Of
We could
course,
have
the
a right
market.
a situation.
Yeah, and they were getting upset about the stock market, which I thought was kind of funny. It's like, yeah, who of you have anything in the stock market? Please, thank you. Would you like to raise your hand? Who? None of you even have bank money in your bank account. What do you give a shit about the stock market? And of course, it, rebounded like crazy. Biggest days we've ever had in history, of course, because that's all just silly little rich people speculation. But why do so many Americans get upset about stock market? I mean, if Americans, had lots of money in the bank, if they were really had big savings and were investing in the stock market, I guess I get that. But that's not the case. Nobody has any damn money to spend. There's no savings in America. I mean, am I missing something?
Well, some people do, but yeah, most Americans have no savings. They spend their money.
Yeah, no,
That's what
I'd
it boils.
say 80+% of Americans don't have anything in the stock market. Probably 90.
No, no, no. That's why the stock market went down. Most Americans are like, okay. Oh, but their 401ks. Yeah, a lot of them don't have those either. You
Yeah, that
you
would
you
be
set up
people
you
my
set up an
age.
economy. Yeah, you set up an economy where the only jobs most people under 40 could get are, well, crap. They're just bad jobs. So a lot of them have to either get two of them or they just get, blah, 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 blah. And then you wonder why people don't have these things. It's because they can't afford to have those things. They're very heavily underpaid because they're underemployed. And because they're underemployed, they don't have the extra, funds to devote to that and still
Yeah,
live some kind of life. So a lot of people, like my age even, we're not worried about it. We've already
yeah,
accepted we're going to work till we die. That's it.
yeah.
There's no.
Yeah,
That's it.
you
It's
live.
it's over.
Yeah,
The age of, unless you hit real big in some business or something and you make a ton of money, the age of retirement for most people is pretty much done.
yeah,
Unless they can fix this economy, which we'll see. But they in the 90s they intentionally killed any hope of my generation ever being able to live the lifestyle of our grandparents or our parents.
yeah. I'd
They
argue
did.
with you and say it's the '70s. But I get your
Absolutely.
point. But yeah, no, everyone. It's a consumer. It's consumer society. No one has any money to save, so people just go out and buy vapid dumb shit, which is why everybody got fat.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. And of course the corn syrup, and we know all the little details. But yeah, that's the deal. So hopefully, with this team he's got in there, that they'll be able to knock this out and get things moving in a kind of more correct situation. I have heard a lot of the economists. Well, I kind of I use that word quite lightly. Economists out there saying, "What's the point of bringing manufacturing back to America? It's just going to make things more expensive." And I heard this one dude who was going on about it. You're gonna be spending $2,000-3,000 for your iPhone. Well, okay, dude. Um, Before talking, maybe do a little bit of investigation because you're already spending $2,000 for an iPhone already. Before, this is like from even before Biden, right?
Yeah.
One and two, they're just gouging the hell out of you because it literally costs $10 to make that iPhone. $10. So let's say we bring it to America and the cost increase goes up a hundredfold, which it won't. That's an extreme. It could double, right? But let's say it went up a hundredfold. So your $10 phone now costs $100 to make, and you're charging from the cheapest one $1,200 to $2,000 as it stands now. Where's the big, huge profit loss?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they do make things cheap in China, but you have to understand the level of cheap. A lot of products cost like a nickel or a dime to make it, and they
Yeah.
sell it for 20, 30, $50. These days things have been outrageously pumped up, what, $80, $100 for crap that should only cost 5, right?
Yeah.
The markup is insane. And it's interesting that none of these economists mention that, or
Hmm.
convenient, I suppose. Anyway, we'll see.
It is very convenient. Sorry, I'm distracted with something. It is very convenient. And convenient's an interesting word in this circumstance because uh that's exactly what it is. They did this on purpose, right? They did all this stuff on purpose. They set the market up the way they did. They check the metrics that they
Sure.
check. All of it's intentional to try and skew the numbers one way over the other. And that's what we're dealing with. And these people are incredibly dishonest. They will
Mhm.
continue to be incredibly dishonest. And that's a shame. It is what it is.
It
It is
is
what it
what it
is. The
is.
only way it's going to get better is if somebody has the courage to do it. Now, it does appear that Trump and his goons are attempting to.
Mhm.
We will see if they ever succeed. I doubt they will, but we
They're
will see.
being a bit softer than I want them to be fair. But
Yeah.
I'm happy to be patient with it. I think most Americans are as well. But the thing is, that's the negatives that are going on. What about the positives? Are there? We mentioned with inflation going down and stuff like that. But are there other good things happening in America? Are there happy, fun things happening in America? Is there like new trends, a new TV show? Is there anything fun? What's the fun going on in America?
Oh, what is the fun? The Minecraft movie. People, the youngins seem to be enjoying that. They seem to be causing all sorts of chaos. I don't really know to be honest with you. Like, it's we're in that weird time where nothing's really happening yet. Right? The
Yeah.
end, winter's ending, just slowly coming. We're going out of winter. It's starting to finally get nice out, so people are out moving and grooving. And
Yep.
then the movies haven't really picked up yet, so we'll see if anything happens on that front. I'm not holding my breath. Uh, yeah, it's just one of those things right now. We're in like this early early spring haze where everybody's still reopening their eyes.
Hmm.
So we'll
Oh,
see.
speaking of the spring haze and the coming of movies, I did attempt to watch that. What's the little girl who plays Wednesday, or little girl, the woman who plays Wednesday? What's her name?
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, the
That
the
one?
the man-hating lesbian girl. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Hmm.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah, I remember how I was saying I thought the Death of Unicorn bombing like that, I was like, that's a bit much, isn't it? Especially because the
Yeah.
rating's pretty high. I tried to watch it. Oh boy. Um, what can I say? This 30 something girl, they're still trying to sell her as a high school girl. And I mean, come on, Dad. Oh my God, is literally
Yeah.
that character, with piercings everywhere, on, what, like I said, a 30-year-old. I mean, I know Hollywood's been doing this for a long time, but that was a bit much, dude. I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I shut it off. Yeah. It's like, oof. I mean, we always get these movies where they're supposed to be high schoolers, right? Especially horror genre, right? These 30 something high schoolers. That's a trope, and it's a meme even.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact that we just get rid of words like satire and use meme instead. But okay, whatever. As in Gary Larson wasn't never a thing. Nevertheless, yeah, I didn't watch it, but I tried, and it was insufferable. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sounds like it. That's what I've heard from
yeah,
others out and about on the world in the world that it was pretty insufferable.
yeah. I did watch a couple of movies, though. I'm going to talk about one here in a minute. But I did watch a couple other movies because usually at night when I'm doing my work stuff, I will like have a movie on, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I did watch a one from like 2014 called The Door. It's a low budget teens in bad situation horror movie, and yeah, it was all right. It was fine. It was watchable.
Hmm. At least watchable. That's better than the alternative, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was watchable. I did. I might as well just go ahead and drop it up here because I did watch one. I must recommend. So let me get right to it and recommend it. Um, yeah, this movie right here, dude. Let Us Pray. Once again, I think was, yeah, 2014. I'm in that area of the Finnish database lists. I'm in the
Right.
2014s. But this right here, Let Us Pray, spelled with a Prey, not Pray. This, I'm not going to say a damn thing about this movie because it'll spoil it. Go watch it. The rating here is 5.8 on IMDb. I'd give it a 6.5, I'd say. Um, Excellent little British movie, dude. Excellent. And it's got some good people. Liam Cunningham, you've without question seen in many, many things. The other stuff, you recognize Douglas Russell. He's a British character actor you've probably seen. Um, and Fulton, Niall Fulton, you've definitely seen him before, but he plays a small part. But yeah, this is solid, solid little flick, dude. And Liam playing Six, he's a great actor anyway, but he's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really, really solid little horror movie, and an actual. What would I call this? It's marked as drama horror thriller. I'd call it a thriller. I
Right.
think is more what I'd call it. It's got some gore horror type to it, but it's just a solid movie, dude. Have you seen this movie?
No. No, I haven't seen that movie at all.
Yeah, it's just a
I
little
have not,
indie
but
horror from Britain, but they come out with some gems every now and then, you know.
every once in a while them limeys get one right, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's like another little hidden monster movie gem called Grabbers, which I think is Irish. Pretty sure is Irish, and that is way better than it has any right to be. It's one of those
Yeah.
movies that reached way, way beyond itself. And if you haven't seen Grabbers or Graboids, maybe it's called Graboids.
Mhm.
Yeah, what are you doing? That
Is it
movie
about
is,
Tremors?
huh? It's
What movie's this?
like it's a little bit like Tremors, dude. It is, but water version. I'm not going to
Well,
say they
because
didn't rip the idea off.
I know they called Tremors Graboids somewhere else
They
too.
did,
On
but this is an Irish movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Irish. Yeah, here we go. 2012. Yeah. Yeah, grabbers. So they got away by calling it grabbers instead of graboids.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like Tremors on the but water version in a way. But it's a little like I said, I think it's Irish. I think it doesn't tell me here, but I'm pretty sure it's an Irish movie. And it doesn't have anybody in it I recognize at all. Well, it's got Michael Ho in it. You'd recognize him. It's got a couple other people that that you kind of like. Oh, I've probably seen that guy before. But it's just one of those movies. It's super cheap, low budget indie movie, but it just rocks, dude. This is a rock star movie right here. Like I said, they're calling it a 6.3. I'd probably give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
This movie is spectacular. If you haven't seen Grabbers, go watch it. I'm not going to say they didn't rip off shit because they did, but who cares? It's amazing. But this movie's really, really good. This movie right here is worth watching 100%. You will not be disappointed. Yeah. I like horror movies, if you hadn't noticed. Horror sci-fi. I don't care much about drama shit.
Yeah, I'm not a big, you know me, I'm not a big horror guy.
You know what's funny? I think my wife was actually watching it, but it was a list of movies that are very hard to get a hold of these days for various reasons. Of course, Song of the South, they tried to erase that from existence, which is too bad because it's a really good movie. But it was
Yeah.
that kind of list, and on that list there was several movies I was a bit surprised by. The Crying Game being a premier amongst that group of movies. You're gonna have a hard time trying to watch that movie, which I didn't watch it myself, but it was a big hit because it's dealing with a transgender, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of the opposite. I would imagine it would be held up and honored, but no, they
Yeah.
hide it. Why is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, Alan says he's a big horror guy, but yeah, definitely Let Us Pray you would enjoy, and Grabbers is that's a good old fun time. That's the Grabbers is one of those movies you get a case of beer and sit down with your buddies or your couple friends or whatever and have a movie night. That's what Grabbers is. This right here, you and your significant other or just you is fine. But yeah, I'm surprised Grabbers didn't hit bigger in the limelight because of how great a movie that is. Dude, it's a little low budget, but the special effects in it is killer. It's really good, right? It's kind of like that movie. You remember that little indie movie that came out years ago called Relic? Remember that?
Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
with the monster movie, right? It's kind of a sleeper like that because Relic is an excellent, or From Below, or Deep Rising. Deep Rising. Now that was a little bit bigger budget, but still, not for Hollywood. But Deep Rising, another great monster movie, were really well done special effects. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, it is. So you are very distracted today. What are you working on?
Oh, nothing. Just nonsense. Just nonsense, poopy pants.
Okay.
Just people who are incapable of keeping to their word, that's all.
Oh well, that is the world we live in. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's weird to me how when you ask for something very simple, when someone tells you one of the things that will always irk me, Chester,
Hmm.
is say you meet a friend, you have a friend, and they're like, "Hey, let's do this thing." You're like, Okay, cool, we'll do it this day, right? No big deal. Doesn't happen for whatever reason. Okay, fine. So you're like, okay, you still want to do that thing? Yeah, I really want to do it. Okay, let's do it this day. Okay, cool. Da da da. Doesn't happen for whatever reason. Okay, fine. And this pattern continues repeatedly, right? Multiple times.
Yeah.
And then you're eventually like, you know what? This is getting annoying. Do you want to do this or not? If you don't, it's cool, but can we stop doing this?
Yeah.
This game?
Yeah.
Doing this shuffle?
Yeah.
And then that person takes it as if you were putting pressure on them. Like, what?
Well, yeah.
What? Well, like it makes you go, "Buh-buh-buh?" Makes you do that move. Like, how am I the bad guy here? This is something you said you wanted to do, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. Like, it's just that's the kind of behavior I'm dealing with on the back end with certain people, and it gets frustrating. It gets
Well,
very frustrating when people behave that way. So I'm distracted trying to,
I get it. Yeah.
handle that business.
Well, for me, it's kind of like water off a duck's back. I've been betrayed so many times in my life. I long ago gave up giving a shit about it.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at now. It's just people are just so insincere.
Yep.
They have
No.
no capability to keep to even the simplest commitments, or at least some people do. There's many people who are very anal about it.
Of course.
I'm not super anal about it, but if it's something that you told me you wanted to do and then you don't do it, like so not only did you lie to me or at least effectively are lying to me, but you're also incapable of keeping your word. That's like a double liar. You're like a
Yeah.
double liar now.
Yeah, I know.
Um
I get it. Yeah.
It's very strange behavior. It's just one of those things. It irks me when people are like that
Yeah.
because
No, I
there's no
get it.
reason to be like that. If you say you're gonna want to do something, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then you try to schedule it, and they're like, ah, it's like it's disrespectful at some
It
point.
is.
Like you're just disrespecting my time now. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I understand 100%. I mean, honor is an important thing to me.
yeah,
And of
me
course,
too.
I kind of stopped caring about other people's honor and just focused on mine. But because you would think living in Japan, I'd have no issue with that. But I'm not going to say the Japanese are dishonorable people, but I kind of am.
I'm not gonna say it, but I kinda am.
Well, it's because I know people who are, right? But in general, I wouldn't trust the Japanese any further than I could throw them, right? But then again, that's kind of humans.
Yes.
It's not. I'm not picking on them. They're probably a little bit better than certain other places in the world. But yeah, people are like that, dude. Especially these days. There's just no sense of camaraderie or unity. And of course, I'm also an outsider here, so that's part of that. That's partly that, right? But yeah, they just honor is not a thing that it used to be. When I was a kid, dude, honor was everything. It was everything.
Right.
And that is definitely not the case these days. It's melted off quite a bit. I mean, you got I guess my generation, we'd say Indian givers. We got a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, lots of Indian givers, lots of people who say one thing and then they mean another thing, or they take everything you say as if it was the most negative version of the thing, of the
yeah,
possible the interpretation they take is the most negative one imaginable, so that they can feel vindicated when they treat you badly on the back end, right?
yeah,
Uh, Even though that's probably not at all what you meant, not at all what you were saying, or not at all what you were even trying to imply. Maybe the way you said a thing came off that way or whatever, but that wasn't the intention.
yeah. Well, fuck
But
them if
people
they
will do
can't take a
this.
joke.
Yeah, and that too. Like if you're so sensitive that you can't take even the modest amount of criticism, that is a you problem. That's not a me problem. That's not an anybody else problem. That's a problem you need to get in with a team of therapists and figure out why you're such a pussy. All right?
Yeah,
Let me put it very bluntly to you. Because you have to be able to if you're going to live in the world, you're going to be under pressure sometimes. You can't have this idea that every relationship and friendship and whatever ship that you're in with people is going to be completely without any pressure expectations from the other person about how you're going to behave.
yeah.
That's
That's
just,
weird.
what if that's what you want, that's not a relationship of any kind. That's
No,
worship. You want to
no.
be worshipped by this person.
Yeah, no, and that's
So,
clearly a thing. And once
yeah,
again, I'm
that's a
not.
thing that's all
Yeah,
over.
I'm not in the society in America, but it seems to me that in general, women are just honor less.
No honor. No,
Yeah,
it's not even in just America, bro. It's all over the West.
it is.
Basically,
Like,
white women in general have become so corrupted by even and it's not all of them, obviously. It's mostly ones under 30. They're so fragile to anything that has to do with commitment of any level. Not even just like full on marriage or whatever, just like a friendship. If there's even a hint of discomfort, that they're gone. They're gone. If there's even a
yeah, it
hint of,
seems
they
so.
expect me to do this. Well, yeah, they
Well,
expect you to do things for them. Yes, that's what that's what relationships are. They're about give and
right.
take. They're about time and energy.
Well,
It's just so weird.
my wife was watching one of those gossipy relationship shows the other day, and
Yeah.
there was a girl on there, and the guy was upset because she cheated on him, and she's like, "What, bro? It was only one guy, one time. God, you're so fragile."
You're so fragile and possessive. Wait a minute.
What? Because she's
You're right.
disgusted by it,
You're
but
right. I
she's
am
also
too
entertained by
possessive.
it. Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah. I mean,
You're free.
I kind of threw the honor thing on the Japanese, I guess, but I guess I'd probably maybe slightly redefine it to apathetic.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the
apathy.
problem with Japan. There's a lot of apathy here, a lot.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
China would be an extreme level more apathy, right? To the point that they have a culture over there where they literally call it laying down, meaning just doing nothing. So anyway, I was trying to find positive things. You didn't help me very much though there.
It's just one of them days, Chester. It's just one of them days when I'm tired of people and their bullshit and the lies they tell themselves so they can't look in the mirror and
Mhm.
confront their own behavior.
Well, that's
A
okay.
lot of
Alan's
people
knitting.
a
Good
lot
job,
of
Alan.
people in the world have this inability to face anything. And there's a
Yeah.
group of people out there who have it even worse. And a lot of times sometimes those are like really cool people. Like you want to know them, you want to talk to them, but then you try to get anything out of them. Anything, even just basic reasonable things that you would get out of somebody you're, close to or whatever, you're talking to, whatever kind of relationship you have with this person. And it's like you just stabbed them with a knife. Like you're expecting miracles. It's just ridiculous. And like I've known people who because for me personally, if I truly care about somebody and I don't talk to them for a while, I'll check in with them, send them a little message, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Send them a text. If I know they're going through a hard time, I'll check in with them.
Sure.
That's just how I do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That
But
sounds right. Yeah.
that sounds perfectly normal, right? There are people in the world today, Chester, who will tell you that's too much pressure for them. What? How fucking selfish are you? Like, I don't understand the ego it takes to think that sending a 2 second, 3 second, 5 second message is pressure. That's pressure. I can't have that kind of pressure in my life.
Well,
Okay.
then I
Well,
wouldn't
then you
really.
enjoy never having a close relationship with anybody ever about anything. You enjoy that because, or having these like, basically, you're going to end up the person who's got all these friends and you've got all these people around you, but none of them actually really love you
Oh yeah.
or care about you.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
why would they? Why would they? You won't put in
Why
any
would
effort
they?
to show them that they matter.
Thank you. You put your finger on it. That's Japan. That's it. That's it. The
Yes.
apathy of Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I would simply say pussy and move on.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah. You're
me.
just
You
you're
know,
just a pussy.
you're
And it's a
just a
shame.
pussy. Yeah.
You're a coward. You're afraid of anything that has to do with putting yourself it's also a extreme form of selfishness. Like you're just a very selfish person.
Hmm.
And that's
Oh
just
yeah.
it's just
That's the
such a shame to
problem.
go through
It's
life that way.
it's
Yeah.
selfish female behavior is what it is.
Yes.
But
Extreme.
and YouTube, fuck off YouTube, because calling someone a pussy is referring to scaredy cats, meaning
That's right.
actually felines. It has nothing to do with women, dumbass. Because I've seen plenty of women who are not pussies. But nevertheless, Alan says Magic Johnson is still positive. True. And I was asking if Thundera was knitting when he was distracted. Yeah, that's called projection, Alan.
No, not knitting. Not I was reflecting.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
No, I like
Reflecting.
the image of Alan knitting. I like
Yeah,
that.
Alan can be knitting. That's
He's
fine. I could
knitting.
believe Alan knit.
He's knitting and
Yeah.
dreaming of tacos.
I love it.
You know,
I love it.
you know. Well, his people do have some of the best food, dude. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. He's half Mexican, yum, and half Cuban, double yum. I mean, that's
Yeah.
cheating in life, Alan.
He's got all the best
He
foods,
does,
Alan does.
man. Damn. And he's a killer artist on top of it. Jeez. Cheating bastard. All right. That's it's funny. I'm what's traditionally was would have been called a polymath, right?
Yeah.
And because the word math, for those of you who don't know the etymology, the word simply means knowledge. It doesn't mean arithmetic. We just use it that way these days. But it does mean knowledge. I'll come back to that thought. I've got a phone call. Can you take over?
I sure can. I can take over. We're talking about polymaths, apparently. Chester just left me in the lurch here a little bit. That's all right, though. I like the lurch. Me and the lurch are good friends. I've known the lurch a long, long time. I seem to get left in the lurch by people often. I wonder what that is. Maybe I just care too damn much, Chester. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna play the victim now. I'm gonna switch it around. You see, now I'm gonna play the victim. And I just can't I just have too much feelings, guys. Guys, I'm a person. I have deep feelings. That's what it is. I'm the good guy here. They're the bad. Everybody else is the bad guy. You see. Could it possibly be that maybe I'm a bit of a piece of shit too? No, 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 no. We won't accept that framing at all. Has to be one way or the other, and that's it. Um, yeah. But I otherwise did have a really good weekend. It was a good time. Saturday was a good time. I love the park, man. When the weather around here finally starts to break a little bit, it's like coming back to life in a very real way. It was a brutally cold, ugly winter. Like just one of them ugly winters. Not a lot of snow or ice or whatever. There was some, but not a lot. But just ugly. Everything was ugly outside and cold, crazy cold. Killed the battery in my truck, kind of cold. Um, yeah. So when you finally start to come out of that, it's nice, right? It feels good. Can get you going, get you on your feet, get you moving, get you walking. I do have a little bit of an update on me personally. As of the other day, I think it was yesterday? No, Friday. I am I have lost 40 pounds since December. Or 43 pounds since December. Pretty good. We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. I have a goal. I have a goal set for this year. My goal is very simple. I will be in the best shape of my life. And I will become basically. I don't know if Chester's here back yet, but there's a video out there on the Twitter machines of everybody's favorite conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, doing these incredible pull up body curl things, where he basically does a kind of a pull up, but he doesn't pull up his chin. He pulls up his legs all the way up over the bar, and he does them over and over and over again. These full body curl things. It's quite impressive. I don't know if you guys know this, but our boy Alex has gotten himself in pretty good shape over the last 6 or 7, 8 months, which is good because he was looking rough. So that their exercise, I'm like, I could do that exercise. I could 100% do that exercise. And it's a shame. It's a shame, really, that I'm not there yet, but I will be. I will be. That's the goal. I want to be. I want to be one of those dudes. Chester knows these dudes. I bet he's seen these dudes in their mid 40s who are just jacked or just in great shape, look like they're 25 or better, or probably even better actually. That's who I want to be. I want to be that guy. I want to be walking around being that guy, just because I can, just because I can. The other thing is, there's the old saying of I think it was Plato, maybe not. I could be wrong, but maybe Socrates. It's one of them, and it's goes something to the effect of, "It's a shame for a man to reach old age and never see what his body is capable of, truly capable of." And I realize I'm getting to that point now where I'm gonna have to piss or get off the pot. So I want to. I'm just gonna take a piss. See what happens. See what kind of shape we can get into in our early 40s here, and hopefully have these next decade or two be the some of the best of my entire life. That's the goal. Not gonna let anything or anyone. He does need to not skip leg day. That is very true, Alan. Those legs were looking skinny. That is not a problem I have. I have the calves of a thoroughbred. It's kind of ridiculous how big and like muscular they are. So I won't have that issue. But a lot of leg is you can build them, but a lot of leg is just genetics. If you don't have good leg genetics, it's going to be real hard to grow leg muscle. That's why you see a lot of these like basketball players and whatnot, and they just have skinny little chicken legs. It's just genetics. It's not that they're not athletic. Obviously, they can jump around and run around and stuff, but the genetics kind of decides everything when it comes to musculature. It's something that bodybuilders don't like to talk about, at least the dishonest ones, because they want to sell the dream that anybody can look like them. That's just not true. Anybody can look a lot better. You can put on muscle, you can get in really good shape, but only Arnold Schwarzenegger can be Arnold Schwarzenegger. It just is what it is. Only Chris Bumstead, the 5-time Olympia winner, can be Chris Bumstead. Genetics matter more so than anything else when it comes to that stuff. Obviously, you have to have the discipline, you have to have, the technique and all that. But when it comes right down to it, if you don't have the genetics, you're just not going to have that body. It's just that simple. And so I don't know what Alex's leg genetics look like, but by the looks of it, especially since he was walking around that heavy for so long, you would think he would have had some calves. But no, he is a chicken legged individual. But those curl things he was doing, those whole body curls, I don't even know what you call them. I've never seen that before, at least not as like an actual exercise. They were quite impressive. Um, he was doing he was doing like leg lifts, but he was doing it all the way up and flipping himself over, like he's on a jungle gym, basically. Like how we used to as kids, we'd flip yourself over. Basically doing that, but not flipping all the way over, just up and back down. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, especially since he's like, I think he's 50 or 52 now, somewhere in there. Yeah, pretty impressive stuff from our boy. Our boy Alex. Our boy Alex Jones. Chat, how is the chat today? How is the chat? Chester left me with absolutely nothing to talk about, guys. Just bear with me. How is the chat? I see Alan over here. He's chatting away as he usually does. This is why we love Alan, because Alan's active. He says what he thinks, and he lets it rip. What do we got over here? He was talking about the knitting. Oh, I see the thing moving. Is Chester back? Chester, are you back? Nope. Nope. I think he just bumped it. I think he just bumped it. Talking about the knitting. Yes. Yes. Hua equals whore. That is correct, Chester. That is correct. Um yeah, no, it's been an interesting week. We're supposed to have pretty good weather all week here. So I'm gonna be able to get out and about. I've been getting in tons and tons of cardio and steps and things and just it's just that time. It's just that time. Piss or get off the pot time. So I'm pretty excited about it. We'll see. If I get to where I want to go, maybe even
Hmm.
I'll get some pictures and show the world. Show the
Oh,
whole world
you
the,
should.
the physique that I'm building.
There you go.
But not
Work
now.
on it, dude.
There's no physique isn't there. Chester has returned.
I
Chester,
have.
you realize you left me with basically nothing to talk about.
Yeah, but that's all right. It looks like
I
Alan and you
rambled
were
for 7
talking
minutes.
about
It's fine.
leg day. So
Well, no, we were talking about Alex Jones. Did you see the video of Alex doing those full body leg lift curl thingies?
no, I didn't, but he's certainly gotten himself pretty good shape. He
Yeah,
has.
it's
Good for
pretty
him.
impressive,
Good for him.
and I wanna be able to do those things he was doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's doing good. He's doing real well.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I had my secretary send out a few bouquets this morning in regards to yesterday's election, and I got a phone call regarding that. So
Oh, look at you being all civil.
yeah, well,
Being all civil.
I did have the
So,
secretary handle it. So
we were talking about earlier about how that there's, like, this apathy or whatever you wanna call it in Japan, but yet I know they do the gift war thing, where if you give somebody a gift, it becomes a whole
oh my
problem,
God,
right?
dude. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's so weird because that's so listen, Japan, I love you, but that's so feminine. That's
Well,
so female.
yeah, but it is a woman thing. It's only
Okay.
I call it the omiyage senso. They always
Yeah.
get a chuckle when I call it that, which means the souvenir war, right? It is a
Yeah.
women thing. It is the women who do it, and of course, it's the men's women that are doing it, right? And
Right.
that's fine. It's their culture. It's their thing. But it's also a little bit different depending where you are. Like I live in this village and everybody is sharing everything here all the time. You remember, I've told you many times, old ladies just walk in the house with bags of food and shit, right? So,
Yeah.
if you have like a garden or an orchard, they share with their neighbors. The
Mhm.
fishermen will save a portion of their catch and share it, with the people around them. And of course, this is a fishing village, so everyone ends up with fish in the house for free. It's just that kind of community, and I ain't knocking that at all, dude. I love that. I think
Right.
that's awesome. I wish the West were more like that. And I don't know, as seeing as how mercurial Europeans are, I don't know if we were ever like that.
Right.
I mean, I just don't think that's part of our makeup. But I do like seeing it, though. I think a good example comes to mind. There was a Little House on the Prairie episode, right? Where Charles Ingalls was trying to, make some extra money. And you kind of forget with that show how often Charles was looking to pick up money. They were pretty poor, right? But Charles was trying to make some extra money, and he was simply had to stack hay, right? It was a very simple thing. But he
Mhm.
got legitimately sick, a fever, pretty high fever. And a bunch of other things happened in the episode as well. But, he's kind of at the end and he's trying to get the job done because he made a promise. And of course, he needs the money. A man does what he says he's going to do. And he's trying to stack it, but he's got a fever and he's really struggling. And people see him and finally they come and help him to
Right.
finish it, right? And it was like, oh, finally the town came together and helped him. But that's something over here people automatically would have been doing, right?
Yeah.
So European culture is rather mercurial. We are. So it is what it is. But I do like seeing it over here. It's pretty cool. But anyway, leg day. I don't do leg day. I don't do any day. I run up a mountain and push on a rock. So there you
You're a
go.
rockman,
I am. Well,
rock pusher.
I like the isometrics. I do like that. But what I was saying is, I've always tried to be a polymath, right?
Right.
And math being knowledge, meaning many knowledge or all knowledge. I've tried. Of course, the older I get, the more I realize what a ridiculous endeavor that is. But
Mm.
you know, but I've done a pretty good job of covering a small percentage of knowledge. But along the way, and all the little things I know at least something about. I'm not going to say I'm a master of anything because I'm not. But I've always wanted to be an artist, and I suck at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not any good at drawing either. I'm a decent writer though, actually. I think I'm actually
Well, I could do that. Yeah.
I think I'm actually a pretty good writer, but
Yeah.
we'll see if I ever
Write
get this
something.
book finished. I have
Yeah.
I am. I've been working on a book for a long time.
Yeah.
I just what the problem is I lose not interest in it, that's the wrong word, but I lose the ability to keep it at the level that I want it at,
Uh
like my writing.
huh.
And then when that happens, I step away from it until I'm ready to come back to it.
Ah, well,
And
I
sometimes
see.
that can be a week or a day, sometimes that can be months. But
Yeah, and that.
when I get back to that level, it's whew,
All right.
I can rip it out.
I can actually help with this. This I can help
Mm,
with. All right, because I write all the time. I just finished a book, right? But I'm to be fair, I'm writing academically. I'm not writing fantasy or it's all my stuff is nonfiction. But nevertheless, I just finished something. This is how you do that because every year I write a couple, two or three, things, right? Besides all the work I'm doing, but I actually write stuff that gets published. But this is how you do it. You ready?
yeah,
Sit down and do it.
yeah.
No,
I do
seriously.
that.
No, no.
I
I
will
mean,
do that.
don't stop. Don't think about it. Just do it. Just do it, do it, do it until it's done.
Yeah,
Then, once it's done, go back and go through it with a fine tooth comb and nitpick it. Get it done first, then go back and fix it. That's how you do it, dude. Because once it's done and now you're proofreading, it's a different type of motivation. The energy involved is different, right?
right,
And it's from your point of view, I don't have to finish it. I need to improve it, and it gets done at a much faster clip. That's how you do it, dude. Just get it done. Get it done. Even if it's shit, get it done. Then go back and make it better, and you'll find yourself completing things at a much higher rate.
right.
Seriously. Yeah. I do it
Yeah,
all the
no,
time.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Absolutely. I know you're I've been that's what I've been doing lately, to be honest with you. Because I've gotten a bunch of the chapters done this year with that same idea. So I only
Yeah.
have I don't know, maybe 30% of it left of what I have planned,
Yeah.
and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. You should. But I'm just saying that getting it done like that and then go back and improving it, it's a different mindset. The motivation is different, and you will. A lot of people have what they call writer's block, and
Yeah,
getting yourself out of the creative process and into the corrective process, which is also creative, keep in mind. It just is a shift in mentality, and it works really well. This isn't just my opinion, because when I was younger I had trouble writing stuff at length like that, and one of my professors said, no, no, do like this, and he was right. So
right.
you know but it is good you're writing. I think everybody should do something artistic if you can. It's good for the other side of your brain, dude. And those of you who only do artistic stuff, read a fucking book. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Alan. Okay, I think I made my point. No, Dave's here. Hi,
Mm.
Dave. Did someone go blind? Someone's always going blind on Little House on the Prairie. That's well, only one went blind, but fair enough. And of course, that was based on a true life story, which has now been canceled for some reason. I have no idea, but it has been canceled. The whole real life of Laura Ingalls there. Do
Yeah.
you ever find out why they canceled the that lady and her story and book and therefore TV show? Any reason why she was canceled?
I have no idea. Probably I mean, there could be a million reasons, but I actually have no idea what the why these things get canceled because they've been canceling stuff left and right lately. It seems like
Well, no, I mean
last
cancel
year or
as in
so.
cancel culture.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't just if I heard about this, why they cancel this girl?
This lady from a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe because she was a heterosexual.
Well,
Could
how
be.
dare she?
It could be that.
What does she think she was doing?
Yeah.
That bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well,
yeah. I don't know.
Alice said he read the back of the shampoo bottle, but it was on the can. I never understood this. Hollywood always shows me people sitting on the toilet having to read. Um, I've never done this in my entire life. What do you need to read on the toilet? I don't explain this to me.
It just distracts your mind while you because pooping's boring.
Yeah, but it's like it
It's also
doesn't
one of
take a
those things
minute.
where, well, maybe for you, some people it takes longer, but it's also one of those things where it's the only time you get to have some peace, right? Because most likely no one's gonna come walking in while you're pooping, for instance.
Well, that's true, but I have an office and I throw shit at people who open the door. Is that the same thing?
It can be, yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Well, let me continue on with what I have prepared for today. But let us pray. Yeah, go watch it, dude. You'll enjoy it. It was a fun little thriller. And if you haven't seen Grabbers yet, I mean, goodness gracious, this is like telling me you've never seen Tremors, and you've disrespected the bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's like sacrilege. You gotta watch that. Anyway, let's get into this here. Now, go ahead.
What do we got? We got director says DCU's Lanterns mixes True Detective, Fargo, and wry humor. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Now, I have a question for Will Harrington here. Not judging Will. I'm not judging. But if you say True Detective and Fargo, why do you also need to add wry humor?
Yes.
I mean, Fargo is nothing but wry humor, and True Detective only had one good season. Let's be fair. The McConaissance and the Harrelson sense, whatever his term is, was freaking epically awesome. Did you watch season one of True Detective?
No, I did not.
Oh
Wasn't
God,
did
dude.
Didn't interest me.
Nah, dude, you should go watch that. It's the first season one. Season two is watchable. Season three is insufferable. But season one is a rock star performance from those two guys, dude. It's great. It really is good. I know it's a drama, which I don't usually care about, but it is like a deeply dark psychological thriller drama. But nevertheless, season one is spectacular. It really is. And Fargo was wry humor and whimsical and odd. It was odd.
Yes.
It's the David Lynch thing, you know. Twin Peaks, weird and odd and bizarre and goofy. But so you don't need wry humor there, Will. We get that from Fargo. That's implied. Nevertheless, does that sound good to you?
No.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't.
No.
If it was in the vein of True Detective or in the vein of Fargo, well, not as much the last one than the former, the latter than the former, but I mean, a combination of the two, that doesn't seem good at all. And this is your Hal Jordan? Really? This is
Mhm.
Hal? This guy really, really looks like he had a stroke and is having he needs some coffee. He needs coffee, this guy. And of course, he's with this other lantern here. It was actually a pretty good lantern. Aaron Pierre is playing John Stewart. But Yeah, it's I don't know. I hope it's good. Now he's even saying it's got a little bit No Country for Old Men, which, True Detective is kind of the same thing. But so Alrighty. So we have this guy. I honestly think he did it totally individually in the room with some chemistry casting and the like. It just felt like he would inhabit the role. He has such a magnificent presence. He feels so forceful, so cool, so understanding. Again, I wanted this world to be rooted. And while there's only so far you can go with rooting characters in a show about Green Lanterns, yeah, don't fuck it up. How about that? They are. This is a world where we accept that Green Lanterns exist and aliens exist, so the rest of it is played straight, and that's fine. That's how you should do it. But yeah, we've talked about this a few times over here, and I can't say that I have any excitement whatsoever. And I do like the Green Lanterns. I think I'd like to see the Green Lantern Corps, but do I need to have them on Earth going and dealing with a bunch of bad white men and an Indian lady who oddly is married to them who's going to have a love affair with one of the actors? It's like,
Yeah,
do I want Yellowstone or do I want the Green Lanterns?
I want the green. Yeah, I want Green Lanterns, not whatever they're about to give us here. And that's a shame because it shouldn't be this hard. But for some reason,
Well,
for some unknown reason,
the odd thing is, we say this all the time, but they do have a guide. It's called the animated universe of these various IPs, right? And of course, DC animation has always been better than Marvel. Come at me, bro. But they've always been better. And there are several Green Lantern takes in the animated series that work really, really well. So why don't you take one of those and adapt them to live screen? What are you doing? I mean, honestly, right? Especially seeing as you got your James Gunny over there and him doing. There's one John Stewart animation where they're on this ship, which the ship itself is kind of like a Green Lantern, and they're traveling around doing stuff. That would be perfect. That's right up the alley of the Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn stuff, right?
right?
So I mean, I don't get it. I'm not interested in this all. This Hal Jordan, this is not Hal Jordan. It's not. It's another they do their best to get as close to white as they can, but not white. Have you noticed that?
Yes, yes, and that's very annoying because it's so intentional, right? They're
It
trying
is.
to. They think you're that stupid. They think you're that stupid.
Mhm. They do. It's like I'm going to make this. I'll make the same comment here in a minute when it comes to Fantastic Four. It's another one of them Jew girls playing a blonde, right?
Well, not only that, look at Reed Richards.
Yeah,
Or I
well,
should.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Latino, yeah,
Reed Ricardo's.
yeah.
Reed Ricardo's.
Well, and it's he's also we also don't like him. I mean, if they had like a really cool guy, we'd be less bothered by it. Now, this actor right here, maybe he's awesome, and I
Yeah.
have a feeling Hal is going to be this curmudgeon, grumpy old man type of character from what they've said and looking at him. And John is going to be the wisdom. It kind of reminds me of a clip because I didn't watch it, but it was a clip of the Black, I think it was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that one.
Yeah.
And they're in a room with the Captain America dude, U.S. agent, of course, in the comic books. And of course, they just want to make this white guy look bad, right? And
Right.
they have a bunch of those African spear ladies, which I do love how on the nose that is. I do love it. But now keep in mind, YouTube, I never said the word spear and chucker in the same sentence. All right?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Wait a
Um,
minute.
but they got the spear ladies, right? The guard, and how they're so amazing, right? They're so much better than men, and of course they're kicking the shit out of the white guys, while our Anthony Mackie Falcon is sitting up leaning against the wall. So yeah, I ain't fighting them. I know better. They're better than I am. So you're having these side little low level. Background military people are just kicking the shit out of your heroes. Genius.
Yes.
Yes, but then again, if you watch those Wakanda movies and all the things that have Wakanda connected to it, I don't know what what to tell you. But if you can't see that Wakanda's the bad guy, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because they have made Wakanda the bad guy, and they don't even know it, dude. That's how
Yeah.
stupid these people are.
Yes.
Yeah, but whatever. Anyway,
1 second.
yeah, I had to take a drink.
My
Um,
Discord is having a fit
is it? Well, everything's working here. But
again.
nevertheless, I'm not really
Okay.
excited about this movie. So
Me
we'll
neither.
see.
It's
It,
it's it's
it,
one of those things, man. It's just not going to be that good, unfortunately. And I
no,
think that's going to be the case with all this stuff. I honestly think, and it's a shame, but we need to get away from the MCU experiment, all of that, and just go back to making simple, maybe even singular universe superhero films again. That's why I like that Batman movie so much, because he's not trying to
oh,
build some grand thing. He's just he's telling you a story.
segues.
Um, look at that. And speaking of which, Warner Brothers confirms Matt Reeves hasn't finished the Batman 2 script,
No,
which doesn't even make
it
sense to
doesn't.
me. How is that possible? That movie came
Especially,
out 3 years
yeah.
ago.
And keep in mind, we've been following this very clearly. See, they think you're stupid and you don't
They do.
remember. And fair enough, we have a lot of goldfish in the world today. Fair enough. Uh,
We
but
do.
but
Oh
the
my god.
but the thing is, I ain't one of them, right?
Me neither.
And I recall less than a year after the last one came out, Matt Reeves announced the script was turned in. Do you remember? We
Yes.
covered it.
Yes.
We covered it. And so we know this headline is a lie. And of course, it's not Will's fault. He's quoting someone. But so they say that the script's not finished. We know the script is finished and been finished for quite a while. The reason why this isn't being put out because it's not James Gunn's baby, and he's an egotist to the nth degree, I think.
Yep.
And because the only reason I you can explain to me that this movie isn't in production and ready to be dropped the like this fall or or next summer is because of some manner of politic going on. Because as we remember, we also got the update on the Penguin that yeah, they're not going to be doing anything on that either. It was just a one-shot
Right.
thing. It was just a one-shot thing, guys, just leading into the next movie. Well, why would you have a one-shot thing leading into the next movie if you didn't have the script in hand already? I'll
Right.
wait. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Anyway, there's nothing more to talk about on this script. They do get into a couple little things here. I guess I could read. Here it says, "We're not in the weeds on the Batman stuff. It's really James and Peter Safran who run DC. Okay. We have a bit of other collaborations with Matt Reeves, but Peter and James know he is a writer, director, auteur in his own right, and that it will come when he's written the best Batman script and it and is ready. Well, he already told you he's ready and gave it to you. But you know, it's interesting what they get in. Read this little line here. I find this very interesting. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read this little line here. Are there any specific examples where big talent has been matched with library IP?
I mean, what they
Yes, Drew
own.
Goddard. Yes, Drew Goddard, writing and directing The Matrix, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and Jay Roach with their Ocean's 11 prequel, Matt Reeves as producer working with Marvel's Werewolf by Night, director Michael Giacchino, is that how you
Yeah,
say that?
that's it.
Uh, on a remake of our library title, Them, Andy Serkis directing Gollum, others we can't talk about yet.
All right. So what they're saying
Interesting.
is all the things that everyone's busy with, including Matt Reeves. They're making excuses as to why we're not getting the Batman.
Right.
And yeah, I noticed in reading this that Will did not mention the fact that he or Matt Reeves already reported sending in that script. But whatever. I guess people aren't really paying attention. But I think the point being is yeah, this is being buried, and
Yes.
we're not being told why. Now, we know the first movie was a success. Now, to be fair, Pattinson was the worst part of the movie. He
Mhm.
was. And worst part meaning he was like a nothing burger. He was a shadow, but it worked because everything else was bright and glaring, and I enjoyed it. And of course, the Penguin series was freaking awesome, right? Even though they
Yeah.
should have killed that girl off in the end, that should have been the end. Penguin put a bullet in her head. But whatever. I love what they did with it, but clearly the powers that be over at Warner Brothers aren't happy with it. And I'm kind of wondering if this is not a Joker situation. Remember, the Joker came out, the Joaquin Phoenix one, right? And it was a mega hit. But see, it was a hit with the wrong people. So they literally spent their time and fortune to make a movie to just own the chuds.
Yeah.
Literally. Spent all that time and all that money to just absolutely insult everything you liked about the movie because how dare you not be the audience they want? That is insanity, but it happened. And keep in mind, that's Warner Brothers. And I
Yes.
wonder if we don't have something similar going on here.
I
I
have
don't
a I
know.
I'm pretty certain that's probably what it is. You also have Mr. Gunn being a massive egotist. I have a sneaking suspicion his hands are in the pot a lot
Yeah,
here.
I think Alan's
And
correct down here. Yeah, apparently Gunn already cast his Batman, so they'll put this one on the shelf.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because heaven forbid they go with the best interpretation of Gotham. And one of the best, in my opinion, it is the best Batman movie ever made. It is not the best movie about Batman, but it is the best Batman movie ever made.
Live
Simply
action? I'll go
because,
with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, live action, yeah. Simply because it's to me, for me, what I expect of Batman and of Gotham especially, it gets that tone very, very correct. Especially with the fact that this is a Batman where he actually has to learn a moral lesson in a way that the others didn't really learn or didn't
Yeah.
have to go through. Their journeys are just different, right? But this Batman had to learn a moral lesson to become Batman. And I found that brilliant. Because normally when we do the origin story of Batman, it's really the origin story of Bruce Wayne deciding to be Batman.
Right.
That's not the same thing. This is the origin story of Batman figuring out what Batman is, what that means, what that's supposed to mean, what it has to mean. And that's very different take on it. And I think it adds a different layer of complexity to that character that we don't see very often. Or at least we do in the comics, but we definitely don't see it in other media very often. And I think they just did a very good job of that. I really
Yeah.
like the right the very first time you see him, he comes walking out of the shadows, he beats up a thug and or he goes to beat up a thug and he says he's vengeance. And the moral of this story, spoilers for the 3-year-old movie, the moral of this story was that he realized he couldn't be vengeance. He had to be something more. And that's literally he literally says that at the at the end of the movie. So that's beautiful. That's really good.
Yeah.
And I think it's just something that they don't do in Batman films a lot where he learns a very powerful lesson as a person, not as just as a not just in other ways, just as a man.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I really like it. So it's a shame that it's getting buried because
It
and
is
it's
getting
pretty clear
buried.
that's what's happening.
It
I
is.
even if it comes out in 2027, which I highly doubt, even if it does, guys, that'll be 5 years,
Yeah.
almost 6 years because the original one came out in early spring, I believe.
Yeah.
So almost 6 years between films. That's just too long. What are we
It
doing?
is,
What are we doing?
especially when you want to deal with the actor you have in front of you. Because every time I see this guy, he looks more sickly. Pattinson. No, it's seriously. I think he's got
Yeah.
some problem going on. Um, you know,
Maple Chic is right though. I think that's what it is. WB realizes I'm the wrong fan.
you are.
I'm the wrong type
You
of
are
fan,
definitely that.
so they don't want anything
Yeah.
to do with me. And
Yeah.
so they're gonna make sure I don't get the movie that I want. Just like I'm not allowed to have a good Superman movie, you're just not permitted.
Not
It
you're
is
not
not permitted.
allowed.
It will
You're not
not be
allowed.
permitted.
Yeah.
That's right.
Um, yeah, no, I did also like the aspect that the movie was kind of gloomy and not in a bad way. But
Yes.
the Penguin was far more bright and shiny, wasn't it?
It was.
It
Had a lot more
was.
color.
Now, it might be just simply the difference between a man directing Batman and a woman directing Penguin. But I liked the take on Penguin, although I don't know if that's quite the right take for Batman itself, though. I don't know,
Hmm.
but I did enjoy Penguin quite a bit. That lady did a good job.
Yep.
She was not a DEI hire.
Nope.
Yeah. Anyway, just yeah, we're not doing good today. These are not happy newses.
Not happy newses. Let's see. Do we have
And
some happy newses in here?
no,
Nope. Oh boy. There it is. There's the wording. There's the phraseology.
mhm.
Marvel reimagining Fantastic Four for the modern MCU audience. Oh
Now,
boy.
of course, they've given us Pedro Pascal, who I can't stand. Some people like him, but I can't stand this woke asshole. Of course, the two important things to deal with here in regards to why this is coming up, the thing is gay. Okay, of course he is.
Of course
Um,
he is.
then we have these two big shifts. Why don't you read what their opinion is here on the Human Torch? Go ahead.
All right. Which the whole thing here?
Yeah, the blue
Or
the
just the
blue
quotes?
text, the blue text.
Okay. He's a man that leads with a lot of bravado, which can be an affront sometimes, but also he's funny, Quinn says. Myself and Marvel Studios boss, Kevin Feige, that's very strange that he had to qualify all of that, but okay. We're speaking about previous iterations of him and where we are culturally. He
Now
was
stop.
branded as this woman.
Stop right
Oh,
there. Stop right there.
stop it. We're stopping
Quinn
right there.
is the guy who's playing Human Torch. He's a younger guy.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. He's talking to Kevin Feige,
That's
myself
right.
and Kevin. He says, myself and Kevin.
That's
We're
right.
speaking about previous iterations of him and where we are culturally.
Yes.
Soak that in.
Culturally.
Well, I'm just saying that
Sure.
a little bit of brainwashing you got going on there, Kevin. A little bit.
A little bit.
What are you
A little
doing,
bit.
Kevin? Because he said myself and Kevin. No, no, no. Kevin sat your ass down and said, "This
Yeah.
is what we're doing." Go ahead, continue.
He was branded as this womanizing devil may care guy, but is that sexy these days?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna answer that
Yeah,
question for
women
you
love
real
that.
quick. Yes, women
Women love that
love
shit.
that guy. They'll
Yeah.
all tell you they don't, and
No,
then
no,
every
they
one
love
of them
that guy.
be in his DMs, be in his phone, be calling him,
Mhm.
be doing other things with
Mhm.
him. It's a lie.
Yeah.
Women lie
Yeah.
about everything
Yeah.
all the time.
That's
They
okay.
literally wear shoes to make themselves taller.
They
They
do.
put on things on
Pump
their
their
face to
ass.
make themselves prettier.
Yeah.
They put on nails to make their nails look nicer.
Mhm.
These are all dishonesties. It's okay. They're not bad people for these things, but they're not the truth.
Yeah, it's not the
And
truth.
that's okay.
No, they love that shit.
Anyway,
And Quinn
yeah.
here, he's a modern man, you see.
Yes, that's right. He's a modern, sensitive man who's going to open up to his woman, and then she's going to leave him and make him say,
Beta.
and then she's going to say, "You're just too much for me." That's what's going. to You care too much, or you put in too much effort,
Yeah.
bitch. I
Yeah.
will slap you. How about that? How about I
Yeah.
just? Will that make you happy if I just slap you up inside of the face? Anyway,
Yeah.
he was branded as this womanizing devil may care guy, but that sexy these days? I don't think so. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings, and hopefully there's a self-awareness about what's driving that attention-seeking behavior. He is really smart, Shackman says. He is on that spaceship for a reason, and I think sometimes people forget that in various comic stories, he's been one of the most heroic of them. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, another tangent real quick. You know why he's also devil may care and womanizing? Because he's brave.
And he's a pilot.
These traits go hand in hand. One is the dark side of the other. It takes courage to not give a shit what women think. It does. It takes courage to be able to womanize and just go from woman to woman and not care if you hurt their feelings. Now, you could say it's still not necessarily a good thing morally to hurt a bunch of women. Okay, fine. But it still takes courage to be the
Yeah.
guy who goes bouncing around like that.
let's be
Cowards don't do that.
let's be fair. Let's ask
Yep.
someone who actually had read Fantastic Four since I was a kid. Let, let
Let's
let's
hear it.
let's hear that. Uh, First of all, Johnny is not a womanizer. Johnny is awkward and goofy and is often rejected by the women.
Right.
Actually,
He's Johnny Bravo.
yeah, he is Johnny Bravo. Matter of fact, Johnny Bravo almost feels like it's a parody of Johnny Storm,
Yes.
right? Because he's awkward and kind of shy in a way in regards to women, and he overplays his hand. A lot of dudes do that. He's not this callous dude that is just bedding a different woman every night. That has never been Johnny Storm. That is not. I mean, he ends up in those situations from time to time, but it's not who he is. He's not actually lecherous, which is what is it being implied here, right? Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, he's on that spaceship for a reason, and I think sometimes people forget that in various comic stories, he's one of the most heroic of them, even if he's undercutting his heroism at every turn through humor.
Aha.
Which, okay, so wait a minute.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
I know.
So that means Spider-Man's undercutting his own heroism
I guess
by
so.
trying to be funny, by being funny.
Yeah. Or is he
Shut the fuck
goading
up,
his
Jackman.
enemies?
Yeah, can somebody kneecap Shackman for me, just real quick, just kneecap him, just one time, don't not permanently, just one time, you know.
Yeah.
Get,
Yeah.
where's what was that chick's name that did the other chick with the thing?
Oh,
Tanya
Tanya
Harding. Where's
Harding.
Tanya
Yeah.
Harding when you need her?
Yeah.
Get Tanya Harding in here.
Yeah.
Um, but even if he's Tanya at a term, he's Sue's brother, which means they are cut from
That's true,
similar
Sheik.
cloth.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he is Sue's brother. That might be the first correct thing they said.
I think
He
so.
is in fact Sue's brother. That is true. That points for you. You nailed that one. That is
Yeah.
the
But
correct statement.
I mean, but Maple Sheik, think about how many times I think it was Kirby. How many times Kirby had Johnny Storm standing there with his hand on the back of his head, in that kind of apologistic, apologizing stance because he did something or said something dumb because he's being awkward, right?
Hmm.
That's a very standard look of Johnny Storm sitting there with his hand on the back of his head like that because he just made a goof. Um, he's not he's a goof. He's not a lecher by any means. But yes, it is based on their personalities, of course. But even with that being said, if you remember the very first issue, Maple Chic, I'm pretty sure it was the first or second issue where Sue escapes from the prison and ends up getting out, and they going out and fighting against. I think it was the Skrulls, right? Um,
Yes.
she's not a Daisy. She's
No.
not,
No.
right?
Not at all.
And I that's a lead into what I'm about to read.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Once again, we get another bleached blonde Jew girl playing a white girl. Now,
At
I
least she's so
agree
old.
with Ben Shapiro in this regard. I agree with Ben because Ben's like, when did Jews become white people? I agree.
Good question.
You're right. You're
That's
right, Ben
a good
Shapiro,
question.
who will one day be the prime minister of Israel. That's a guy to know. If you can know him, know him. That guy's going somewhere. Him and Jared. What's Ivanka's husband's their name?
Jared
Jared
Kushner?
Kushner. Yeah, that guy. Watch out for that
Yep.
guy, dude. Watch out for that guy. But anyway, I just don't know why we keep getting these bleach blonde Jew girls, man. Why? Why? Why is this the replacement for white girls? Whatever.
I have no good answers, Chester. I have no good answers for you, my friend.
Yeah. But
I have no
to
good
be
answers.
fair, most of the people who are
And
making
she's not
comments were Jew guys,
she's
so they're
not
probably heading their mind that way anyway. To be fair,
Chester,
let's be
she's not
fair.
pretty. I'm sorry. I
No,
mean, she's
she's
not
not. But Sue doesn't
ugly,
have to be pretty though. Sue doesn't have
but
to be
she's
pretty.
not pretty. Yeah, but Sue is pretty though. She doesn't have
Uh,
to be, but
she's
she is.
she's okay.
I mean,
She's
Reed the big super nerd went out there and got him a young thing.
he
Right? She's
did.
because I think in the original version she was almost 20 years or close to 20 years younger than him, something like that, or
Yeah, yeah,
15 years,
yeah, quite a bit
quite a
younger.
bit younger than him.
Um, but
Um,
but you
yeah,
have to keep in mind though that um, you know, there's a difference between how a comic book artist like Alan here draws a character and how they're written. Sue is not written as a beauty queen. She's not. She's written as a normal lady. Now, of course, the artists are going to draw her as sexy as possible because they're artists. But I mean, there's a difference
yeah.
between
You say this,
yeah,
but then you have to remember that our boy, Mr. Von Doom, is obsessed with her and in love with her. So, and that why if she's that mellow, Just, she's just okay. What's up with that? What's up with my boy there?
That would be projection. Okay. Anyway, this lady here, Vanessa Nuala Kirby, of course,
Right.
mega rich girl from Wimbledon, by the way. But let's see what we got to say with her. How shall we? Okay. Sue has accomplishments just as much in the political realm. As head of the Future Foundation, a concept taken from writer Jonathan Hickman's 21st Century Fantastic Four comics, which are good, one of the successor stories that is as beloved by fans as Lee and Kirby's originals, she has helped achieve global demilitarization and peace. When Shackman and his collaborators say the dreams of the 60s have been made real in this movie, they don't mean just rocket ships. If he is the most scientifically intelligent person, then she is the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet. Hey, please, what does that mean?
That doesn't mean anything. Emotional intelligence is not real. It is a made up concept to try and even the playing field between the great intellect of the great intellects and the people who don't have great intellect, but you see they can say things more HR speak. Emotional intelligence isn't, it's not real. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Now,
Now you can say someone's more sensitive, sure, but really all it is they rebranded that to that because it sounds better.
And she also goes on to say that, Sue being the good wifey material, she doesn't want that crap, basically. And it's like she
Yeah.
wants her to be, a tough, intelligent, modern woman who doesn't take no guff from a man, of course. Well, first of all, Sue Storm has never been that. Sue has always been intelligent. She's a freaking scientist. Sue has always been involved with politics and various things because she's a freaking superhero, one of the most famous, well known in the Marvel Universe. Matter of fact, there's a lot of superheroes in Marvel who are not really well known by the public, a la the X Men, right? But
Right.
Sue and the Fantastic Four, of course, are up front and in the public eye constantly. They are the public heroes, right? So, of
Right.
course, a superhero of her stature is going to have influence without question. And no one ever took anything away from Sue. Sue is beloved in the comic books. No one looks at her as this stupid little stay home mom. Never, ever has she been portrayed that way. Ever. And with that all said, what the hell's wrong with a goody wife?
Uh, Good question.
Well, anyway.
Good question.
And keep in mind that siblings, which these two are supposed to be, go find me a pair of siblings where the brother is shorter than the sister. Go
Right.
ahead. I'll wait.
I mean, it does happen, but it's
Mm,
pretty rare.
it's like to the
Especially,
point I
it's
can't name
pretty
one.
rare in white people, especially. Maybe in Jews it happens a lot, but in white folks, it's uncommon.
Yeah, I can't name one. I mean,
Me
I'm
neither.
sure it does. I mean, the Murphy's law is a thing, right? Um,
Right.
but it's not normal. And of course, keep in mind, thing is gay. Yeah, just keep that in mind.
Right.
Ben Grimm, the absolute blue collar streetwise dude, is gay. Yeah. So yeah, this is a disaster. Enough of that crap. And you are correct though. She's really unattractive, huh?
Yeah, she's
Or
just
is
not a
that
pretty
just a
woman.
really bad picture though?
It might be, but I haven't seen too many where I was like, yeah, well, let's see.
That
Let's
that
do a
let me go.
Google.
Let me go back over and just do an image search because that she looks bad. Um. Yeah. No, she's just not very pretty, huh?
Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
also
she,
36, which that's just too old for Sue. I'm sorry.
well, an
Like,
introduction
especially
of
for
Sue. Yeah, maybe.
yeah, introduction of Sue.
Yeah.
She should be late 20s, I'd say, maybe
Yeah.
really early
Um.
30s.
It doesn't bother me as much because I've never seen Sue Storm as supposing to be attractive.
Yeah,
Uh,
but you don't like white women, Chester.
well, that's not completely true. But yeah, no, she's
Uh,
very unattractive girl, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't really
it's a
pay much
shame.
attention to that. But
It's a shame.
yeah, no, this is not a, this is a very, ooh, whew. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Like, well, let me back up. All right, so either that's a dude, that's a Photoshop, or that's a woman that's never had a kid.
Probably the latter.
Holy shit, dude. Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at that, dude.
No hips.
No hips, manly shoulders. Is this a dude? Dude, this might be a dude, dude.
Could be. Could be. You never know nowadays, you know? You just don't know. I do find it interesting they went out and got a Kirby, though.
Yeah, I do like that. Um, so okay. So she has no children. She has been in two relationships, and okay, let me check. Definitely gay. Okay. Okay. Well, that explains it. All right. It's a dude. Alrighty then. Now, come on. That looks like a dude, dude.
It does. That's a very mannish woman, unfortunately.
Goodness gracious. Um, and do keep in mind, this whole transgender thing is not new, dude. This has been going on since the frickin' 50s, man. Probably
Yes.
sooner, earlier than that, really. Do keep in mind, I know this is going to really piss people off. Uh, I don't think you guys really understand what a Galilean is. The
Mhm.
Galileans, or the Galileans, were not from any place called Galilee. Keep in mind, there was no town
Uh-huh.
of Galilee. It wasn't named that until centuries later. But whatever. The Galileans were actually an order of priests, right? Who would cut their genitalia off, their testicles mainly, and throw them in the nearest doorway to them. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. They would wear dresses and makeup. They were transgender priests, and matter of fact, it
Mhm.
stuck because the Catholics picked it up. Why do you think they're all wearing dresses all the time?
Yeah.
I'm going to get trouble for that one. I know. I know. I know. But this shit's been going on a long time, dude. And you know the funny thing about these childless women, because I don't want every child that's going to ruin your body. No, actually, having a child makes your body. It actually makes your body. The when your hips open up for that baby and you get that womanly hips, that is the sexiness, baby. Not this shit. You look like a 12-year-old dude. You look like a boy. When your hips open up after having a baby, that's when you become a woman. That's when you get those beautiful womanly shape, those beautiful hips, man. You ever seen a woman's curve with, like, if you're sitting in bed and the light's coming in from the hallway and it's glowing off of the arch of her hip into her into her back? That is a
Mhm.
wonderful thing. You know what I mean, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's awesome, dude. That is beautiful, beautiful. So we get this. I don't know what it is, whatever. I didn't expect to go that route. I just think another big failure from Disney. God damn. And then, oh my God, dude, this is a bad day.
Supergirl set leak teases epic battle with Millie Alcock in costume.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't even
boy.
want to know what that's about. I'm going to show you the clip they're talking about here in a minute. Now, of course, this is based on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which basically, what you're, instead of getting actual Supergirl, right? What you're getting is this new, very, very recent take. Keep in mind, a lot of the comic books they're adapting are very recent. They're not the classic stuff. They're very recent. And if they do a classic storyline, they do it with recent and modern audiences in mind, right? Now, this first things first. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. They make her angry, hateful, and destructive because she grew up on a rock of dying Kryptonians, and she's the last survivor. Whereas Kal-El, of course, came to Earth and had loving parents. So she's angsty, angry, destructive, and hateful. That's the Supergirl you're getting. That's what Woman of Tomorrow is. Fuck them all, let God sort it out type of modern women, which it's a very modern women. One, two. Why is this Supergirl? I'm assuming this is the one playing, or maybe this is the bad girl. I don't know. Why did they choose? This is one of those Australian white Aboriginal mixed peoples, huh? It's got that face, right? The same face they
Could be.
used here recently for another superhero character. I can't remember his name. But they had a boy. It was a boy that time. What was that movie? It just recently came out. Um, but it was another one of those Australian Aboriginal mixed faces. It's that faces. Not that that's a problem. It's just it's not a very attractive face.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. And I don't know this girl, or is it a girl? I don't know this girl, but she could be great, great actress. I have no idea, but it's like, woof. Is this the girl who's playing Supergirl? Goodness gracious,
I
dude.
think so.
Let me check, because man, they can't give us pretty things, huh?
No. 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 They refuse to. They refuse to even let us have beautiful actresses anymore, it seems. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's looks like a dude. Look at that dude. If this is another one, is this a dude? Look at that picture, dude.
Jeez.
That's rough, man.
Why can't Supergirl just be pretty? Why is that too much to ask for?
Now, once again, another one that doesn't really necessarily have to be, but yeah, that's an unattractive female, dude. Holy man. Yeah, they just can't give us pretty girls. Another bleach blonde too. She's not blonde, dude.
Of course not.
Very unattractive girl. Holy crap, dude. I don't know what to say. I hadn't really paid attention to Supergirl stuff yet, but that's a really ugly girl. Which I know I'm being mean. I know I am, because she could be a nice girl, right? I have no idea. She could be a sweet kid. But that's you are not attractive, young lady. Um, okay, and so she's on that new that Game of Thrones spinoff, I guess. God, she's ugly. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to say about this, but here's the little clips for you. She's just kind of standing on a set, blue screen with a tank. They're spending money though. Look at that set, dude. Look how much you think that set right there cost.
Oh yeah, that's money. That's some money.
That
We'll
is
see, man.
definitely money, dude. I
I
bet
have
you
no faith in this, unfortunately, and it's a shame because I would love a great Supergirl
yeah.
thing, but yeah.
That set right there is probably a couple grand, 100 grand, dude. A couple, 200,
Oh yeah,
$300,000, I
all
bet.
by itself.
Yeah.
All by itself.
Yeah. Whatever. It's just more crap coming out from Gunn. It's like, why would you choose this one instead of the standard Supergirl? Because the Supergirl story is pretty simple, right? She got deflected on her way to Earth, and therefore she's kind of late because she's sent along with Superman in a different ship. She's a bit older. She's his older cousin, and she's meant to look after the baby on Earth. That's her job. That's the mission she's been given. But her ship got, I think, caught in a gravity well or something like that, and she shows up like 30 years late, right? Or
Yeah,
something like that. And of course, when she comes out, she's still a young teenager, and of course, Kal-El has already grown up. So her mission failed. not her fault, but failed. She got to find her way in the world, and of course, she's lucky because she's got Kal-El there to lean on, which she does,
Right.
right? Now, and that's Supergirl's, that's Kara Zor-El's story. That's her story. And they've done a lot of things with her. Of course, she's very powerful. She has her own thing. She gets captured. She gets cloned. Of course, Superman was cloned too. And got her clone is the most popular clone, though, for sure, with Power Girl. But yeah, I mean, Supergirl. But this version is a very angry, angry, violent Supergirl. Very violent, right?
Right.
So yeah,
I never
I
read it,
didn't
so I
mind
don't know.
her as Supergirl, although she was a bit angsty, dude. And that was another unattractive woman, by the way, Maple Chic. The lady that they chose as for Smallville's Lara. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
I'm
Laura
thinking of that.
Vandervoot.
Let me go check that because I'm pretty sure I'm correct in that. Smallville Supergirl.
She's okay, but she just looks too old.
Yeah, no, she was definitely too old, but I just found this lady very unattractive. This is another very unattractive woman.
Very
I
skinny
mean,
blonde. Yeah, I can see where you're
look at
coming
the
from.
frickin' jaw on that thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although acting wise, she was fine though. Her acting's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with this lady's acting at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like it. She's just ugly to me, dude. But then again, as you've been told by Thundera, I don't like the white women apparently.
He doesn't. He has a problem with the
Are
whites.
you gonna tell me that's pretty
The
girl?
whites. No. Well, I mean, she's not. I wouldn't say she's ugly, but I don't think
That's
she's
an
all
ugly
that.
girl, dude.
Just very plain faced.
That's a very ugly
Just
girl.
boom. It's a shame because there are beautiful blonde women out there that could play Supergirl, no problem. But for
This one
some
right here is
reason, we're
pretty.
just not allowed to have them.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
allowed to have them.
Yeah, she's just one too old and she's just not pretty. Now this girl they had in the Supergirl show, which was of course woke, she is attractive though. She's a pretty girl.
She's okay.
Yeah, now well, I mean, I would consider that pretty and I would consider that this right here not pretty.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, once again, it doesn't really matter. These characters aren't based on their beauty, like say Mary Jane. To be
Mm.
fair, their beauty isn't important, but whew, goodness gracious, this is not an attractive girl. But more importantly, this is a very angry, very hateful, destructive Supergirl. And of course, skinny little thing she is, because we just took a look at her, right?
Right.
She's a skinny little thing. But once again, can she sell action? Because this is one of the problems we have, right? Because here we go. This is the skinny little teeny thing, right? She's so skinny. But can she sell action? Because it depends on the actress or the actor, right? Can they sell the action? I will see. But usually these days they don't sell it at all, right? Like I said, we've seen some, like I've mentioned many times, Emily Blunt can sell action without question,
Yeah. Oh
right?
yeah. She's really good. She's
Scarlett
really good.
Johansson or Johansson, I guess, she can sell action. She could sell it. There are plenty of
Yeah.
women who can sell action, but they often don't choose them. We get these like,
Right.
oh god, I'm having an aneurysm. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh my god, that girl. What's her name? The one that plays Buffy. That's your generation's
Um.
problem. That's on you.
What was Buffy's the actress who played Buffy's name? You remember? Sarah Michelle Gellar. That was
Oh
her.
my god. Now she could be cute. I'm not going to take that away from her. But that was the worst selling of badassery I have ever seen in my life. Now that is a
Yeah.
lame ass CW crap show anyway,
Well,
but
yeah.
but that girl can't fight her way out of her wet paper bag, dude.
Right.
I mean, she can't sell it at all. I mean, whereas on the other side of it, we had there was what was it called? Black something, Black Orphan, I think it was called.
Black
Um,
Orphan.
something like that. It was about a bunch of clones of this sexy little dark-headed girl. Um,
Hmm.
And she's not nothing but a little thing, but she could sell the action though. That's all I ask for, is someone who can sell it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe Jason Momoa is a badass. I don't believe it. But yet he can sell it,
Right.
right? Like Jason Statham probably comes up to my navel.
Don't think he's that short. I'm pretty sure he's like 6'2",
No,
Statham.
he's not. That's a little midget dude. But though he can sell it like nobody's business, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, you don't have to be an actual badass. It doesn't matter that she's scrawny little thing. Can you sell it? Because Supergirl is
Right.
Supergirl, so she doesn't have to be muscular. It's not necessary. But can this girl
Right.
sell it? And this is the problem we get these days. None of these damn actresses can sell it.
Well, not only that, is it oh, hang on.
No, she was at Maple Chic. Dude, that's the smartest thing I've ever heard Maple Chic say.
Oh, that's cold. That's a backhanded compliment if I ever heard one.
But no, he said Kirsty Swanson was better as Buffy. He's 100% right. That's a very true thing. No, he's
That is
definitely not over 6 feet. No, I'm not insulting Maple Chic. I love me some Maple Chic.
he's 5'10" according to the internet,
So
Jason
therefore
Statham.
he's 5'7". Okay.
Probably, yeah. So I'm taller than him, is what
Yeah.
we're saying. I'm a couple inches taller than him.
Yeah, he's a little dude. But I mean, but it doesn't matter because he sells the hell out of it. It's like Tom
Well,
Cruise, dude.
he's also jacked, which helps.
Oh, he's in
He's
incredible
in really
shape.
good shape.
But
Yeah,
like Tom Cruise is what, 5'4", something like that, right? He's like around 5'3",
probably,
five
yeah,
four. But that guy sells action like crazy. He sells it.
yeah.
He plays big even, right? That's all I'm asking for. Because I've seen women who can do it. We all have. We just not getting them. They don't seem to care about that. There's so many, especially with these TV shows. There's just they don't care. They used to care. If you remember back in the day when they were doing TV stuff, they actually cared about trying to cast the correct person. They took time with it. They announced it. They made big deals about, hey, we got this person playing this character, and they would try to embody the character. Remember back in those days? You remember? That's
Yes.
gone. That's gone. It's just what is the celeb of the week? Who has the right woke level and the enough checks? And I'm sure that's why they hired this girl because this is clearly a mulatto girl. So she gets some extra checks.
Right. Checks all the little boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean I know I'm being mean, but that you know what I mean with the aboriginal white mix, this face
Yeah.
we get, it's really not attractive, is it?
No.
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 I mean, when you get the darker skin mulatto aboriginals, some of them could be quite attractive. But this mix, which we do see all the time, it's just not a good thing. What is it about it? It's the width of the face and the jaw and the narrowness of the eyes, I guess. Well,
Probably.
whatever.
Yeah. That's
And like
probably what it is.
and I just saw the same Aboriginal mulatto, a boy, a dyed blonde job boy, in some superhero thing here recently, or somewhat recently. Maybe he was playing Hyperion, maybe, or maybe we haven't wasn't playing Hyperion. Something connected to Hyperion, whatever it was. It doesn't matter. Moving along.
Moving along. We are now moving along, and my Discord's frozen. There it goes.
Now,
Every Marvel movie and TV show in order on Disney Plus. Oh, they have an actual
a
proper
list,
order now?
a list.
Yep.
Let's take a look here and see what we think of what we've gotten. Shall we chat?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's see here. What does Maple say? Meeting wrestlers in real life, like Sabu, which is billed as 5'10", and I tower over him, and I'm 5'10". Entertainment height is a lie. It is a lie, dude. Now, however, I have had Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant literally walk past me. I could have touched them if I wasn't afraid of being hit hard. But Hulk is definitely taller than I am, for sure.
Yep.
And Andre is not that much taller, but it's with when Andre, it isn't the height as much. It's the just thickness.
Yeah, he was just
It's
big.
a freaking mountain moving past you, dude. Andre's
Yeah.
insane. But I have, and like I said, I'm not particularly tall. I'm only 6'3". But I have stood with them walking right past me. Those two guys were big. They were big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big boys.
Yeah. Now they might not be as big as they were billed, but they are big boys. Yeah. And Roddy Piper was a little bit shorter than me. A little bit, not a lot. Which I'm surprised. He actually looks bigger than he actually is. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's take a look here. Let's see what we got. So
What do
here
we got?
here are our list of movies. Let me blow this up a little bit for the older people in the audience. Sheik. Hi, how you doing, Sheik? Just trying to help just trying to help him out. Captain America First Avenger. I liked it. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. No? You didn't like it?
No, yeah, I did. I did really like it. Sorry, somebody came in here. Yeah, I did really like it. I think is that the first
This is
chronologically, I guess.
chronologically.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, it's World
Um,
War II, dude.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Captain America: First Avenger is it's a shame because the Captain America movies were consistently
Good.
even Civil War, which isn't as good,
But
but
it
were
was fun.
consistently really good.
Yeah.
The first two, especially the second one, is better than the first one in my opinion. But I really do like the first one. That energy they had in those first MCU movies, they never got it again, and none of the newer ones are rewatchable because of it.
No, unfortunately, we had the Paramount was rolling when it came over to Disney. They kind of kept it done until Infinity War. But since then, it's just been a Disney project and therefore a disaster. And the second one, chronologically, of course, being Captain Marvel here, which I didn't watch, but is universally hated. Not only
Yeah,
for Brie Larson not shutting her damn mouth and just endorsing her movie, but there are very detailed breakdowns. I think one of the better ones I saw was Critical Drinker. He broke it down and showed how it's just a bad movie. Brie Larson, completely aside, it's just really poorly done, poor plot, poor writing, poor execution.
yeah,
So yeah, and this was must watch TV for people, and that's why it hit so hard between Infinity War and Endgame. Iron Man,
right.
first one, that was fun. Yeah,
Yeah, no, the Iron Man. That's again, that's the same thing. The first Captain America, the first Iron Man. You can watch those movies over and over again, and they're just enjoyable.
they are.
Uh, I even like I'm weird like this, but I even like the first Thor movie. I get that there's a lot of problems there, especially with the characterization, especially the way he looks with the bleach blonde eyebrows, which was a weird decision. But I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't know if it's because there's no expectations or it was the way they were shot. They weren't shot to be throwaway, watch them once and then move on to the next thing. They
No,
were
they were
shot to be,
independent movies. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
they were movies.
They were
Yeah,
independent movies. But no, and the first Thor definitely has problems. But it also had Sif in it, as it should.
that's right.
I mean, that is his woman, right?
Should be, but not
Um,
anymore. She's dead.
yeah, of course. And they get that stupid Natalie Portman, such a dumb human being. She's so dumb that I kind of don't even want to blame her. You know?
Right? You're too stupid to be blamed. We can't be blaming people that are that dumb.
Well, I mean, she's real dumb, dude. Have you ever heard her speak independently?
Yes.
It's a dumb. That's like Katy Perry, Justin Bieber, dumb, dude. Hollywood's got a lot of dumb people, but they seem to be able to memorize lines or at least be able to walk through it somehow. They do have skill sets. Anyway, Iron Man 2, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it is miles ahead of Iron Man 3, right? I will never forgive them for throwing away the extremist plot line like that. Ever. That could have been the best thing that Marvel ever made was following the extremist storyline. That was
Yes.
one of the best Marvel storylines of all time, and they just tossed it away. And they girl powered tossed it away at that. You bastards. Anyway, the Avengers, the original Avengers. Let me see what were they fighting in that? They were fighting Loki, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Loki, and he was opened a portal and let those.
Well,
I
he
don't
was
remember what they
working
were
for
called. Yeah.
Thanos, right? He was working for
Yeah.
Thanos. Yeah. Yeah, it was fine. I don't. The Avenger movies are fine. They're good popcorn movies. They're
The
not the best of it though.
the first one, in my opinion, I know people might disagree with this, but I think it aged the worst out of all of them.
Yeah, I'd
Uh,
agree with that. I agree
there's
with that.
just something about its tone that's just like it's just not. It's off. I can still watch it and enjoy it, but it
Sure,
is, you have to watch it from that perspective.
it's a bit clumsy.
Yeah.
It is a bit
Yeah, there's
clumsy.
yes. But in
Um,
fairness to them, they didn't know what they were doing, right?
no,
This is the first time they had ever
that's
made a
true.
movie with this many heroes
That's
in it
true.
that were all had to be presented at least as somewhat of equals, right?
Yeah,
Um, so that's really hard to pull off. And
yeah,
for the
yeah.
most part, they clearly did. Obviously, the movie made a bunch of money, and there's a reason why it kept going. But yeah, it's so they get credit for that. There's also a lot of really good lines from it, like Robert Downey Jr., especially. Um, and my favorite part of that whole movie is when Hulk takes Loki and starts smashing him around like a toy, and then calls him a puny god. That's the
That's a
best
good
line in the
part.
whole movie.
And let's get shawarma at the very end. That was
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. It's too bad that that guy who played Hulk before, is such a difficult actor to work with because
Edward
he would have
Norton.
been, yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
would have been much better choice than this Ruffalo guy. But yeah, he's not a good Bruce Banner at all. He needs Bruce Banner needs a bit more angst and sorrow, right? But because that is a tragic character. Anyway, moving along, Thor: The Dark World. Yeah, I've never seen a good Thor movie yet,
Yeah.
dude.
No. No, Thor: The Dark World isn't a good film at all.
It's unfortunate, and I think they had a guy who could have given you a good Thor. I do think he could have
Yeah.
been a good Thor, but they just wasted him.
Yeah.
I already mentioned Iron Man 3. Screw that movie. Captain
Yeah.
America: Winter Soldier, most people think is the best film, maybe outside of Infinity War.
It's one or two right there. That
Yeah,
one and
it
Infinity
is
War are
good.
the two best.
It is a
And
solid
I would
flick.
say for me personally, the third best is the last Spider-Man movie, No Way Home,
Yeah, but that's
because I
not
really like it.
really connected, is it?
Yeah,
All right,
Captain
fine.
Strange. Doctor Strange is in it.
All right, fine.
Uh,
I don't really
yeah, I
consider
mean
that
it
canon.
is
No.
it is connected officially,
Yeah.
and Spider-Man is they're gonna. I don't know what the plan is with him, to be honest, because as of now he's out of everything. Right? He doesn't. Nobody knows even who he is. So we'll see. He's basically dead, effectively. He still exists, obviously, but to the
Universally
world,
dead. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he's universally
I
dead.
didn't watch that movie, so I don't know. But
You should Lester, watch that movie. I promise you, you'll like it. Watch that movie.
you think I'm going to like Doctor Strange too?
Oh, not Doctor Strange too. I'm talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Oh, of course I watched that. Yeah, it's good family kids movie. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Of course, but Captain America: Winter Soldier, it's just a solid movie. Let
Period.
alone, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy, all the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff is family movie time, and it's great for family viewing. That's all I'm going to say about it because it is.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, it is.
Look how
It's
obsessed they became with Guardians of the Galaxy, though. Look at this.
well,
Look at all
Groot
these
was
Guardians of
the
the Galaxy
only thing
products.
they could sell, like Grogu, right?
Right.
Baby Yoda. Yeah. Let's see. What is
Yep.
Maple over here saying? Let's see. He says a lot of the older MCO movies had real directors that were experienced. Now they don't. That's true. Thor is always finding himself and in who he is in every movie. No, that's yeah. You're right, and it's dumb. It's dumb that we have not gotten a good Thor movie. We have not. A matter of fact, some of the best Thor movies are the Avenger movies, especially the
Yep.
one there where they're fighting Wakanda. That entrance of his is worth the entire movie.
Yep.
Was that
No, that's the
Infinity
only
War?
good Thor movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Infinity War. It's the only good Thor movie in the entire
Yeah, yeah,
MCU.
absolutely.
Ragnarok, I'm less harsh on Ragnarok than you are. I think it would have been a good movie if they dialed back the yuck yucks by 20%.
And they didn't
That's it.
make the villain the hero. How about that? How about that?
Yeah. Well, and they would have hopefully made Thor actually just, win after, because remember, he's effectively avenging his father here. He's effectively avenging,
His
Asgard
mother.
as a whole, his mother, he's avenging his friends and the woman who's supposed to be his wife. Like, he's doing all of this stuff, um, or at least he should have been, and at the end, he just still can't beat her. What? What are we doing
No,
here?
he fails. It's that
That's
movie, Thor
bad
is a complete failure.
storytelling.
He's a
Yes,
complete
bad
failure.
story.
It is bad
And
storytelling.
it's
Thor fails
stupid.
the entire movie, dude. Not only does he fail to save the day, he gives up to go wander and find himself again, and he
Yeah,
leaves Asgard now on Earth in the hands of the villain. It's a
that's correct.
complete 100% failure, dude.
And not not only that, it doesn't even make any sense why he's so weak, because he shouldn't be. By all see, because I actually know the lore of my boy here. When Odin dies, he should get Odin's power, and he doesn't. They even kind of play with it and hint at it throughout the movie that that's what's going to happen, by even with the foreshadowing of the one eye and da 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 da, all of that stuff, right?
Yeah,
And then he has the little vision of his dad, and he's talking to his dad somehow. We're just going to let that go, and
the Odin
and then he
Force,
just
yeah.
wakes. Yeah, he just wakes up, and all of a sudden he hits her with a big lightning bolt, and that's all well and good. But it's just the story could have. Oh, you're going to get me on a tangent about that movie. They almost had a great movie. They needed to dial the yucks back, and they needed to give Thor his big win here.
They needed
That's what
to,
they needed,
which is
and they
why
just
Hela
refused.
shouldn't have been in it.
Yes,
Or
I
nor
agree.
Surtur. They should not have been in it. The little opening thing with him dealing with Surtur, fine. That's fine. But
Yeah,
no, Hela and Surtur should not have been in it at all. It should have been him versus the Valkyrie character, and him putting her down. That's what it should have been.
could
Yep,
have been,
and
could have
it
been,
could
but
have
it
been
wasn't.
fun, because she could have. Well, you could have had a similar line where she had got, whatever silly little time loop you have with the was it the game master, right? Um,
I think that's who it was supposed to be.
and
Yeah.
the game master decides that he wants Asgard for some reason, whatever quirky reason the game master has for anything.
Hmm.
And she's a disgruntled Valkyrie, and and he talks her into helping him, and he sends an army with her to go take Asgard, and Thor has to defend it. That could have been a fun movie. Thor
Yep.
Ragnarok, right there, right?
Well, they could have, if they hadn't ballsed up the Dark World so badly, they could have actually just done the Ragnarok storyline, or at least a fraction of it, from the OG story. Well, they've done it a couple times, but the storylines. Uh, but they didn't. Instead, they went a completely different way that nobody asked for. Uh, it's just such a shame. Ragnarok is one of those of the Thor
You
movies.
haven't even got there.
While I do enjoy it for what it is, I think it is the biggest disappointment because it could have been so cool.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
yes,
just dismiss
yeah,
it because it pisses me off. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, all the little Groot stuff I haven't seen, but this family stuff. And it's good family entertainment. It really is. Daredevil and Jessica, of course, Netflix. Daredevil was pretty good. Jessica Jones, David Tennant playing Purple Man was freaking epic, actually. The lady they had cast for Jessica Jones, I don't know. I don't blame her, but that's a bad casting.
I agree.
It's one of those things. I don't blame the actress, but the casting was wrong. David Tennant was spectacular. Age of Ultron, though, Dokana, what do you think?
I actually like Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
I think it's aged the best out of that era of these movies, of the big, especially the big, the Avengers. It's of the first two Avengers movies, it's aged the best.
yeah, it's got good
The
stuff in it.
problem with Yeah, the problem with Age of Ultron is Ultron. It's not I can't remember his name, but the guy who does the voice, it's not
James
his fault.
Spader, I think.
Yeah, James Spader. It's not James Spader. It's just the writing for Ultron. For Ultron is just garbage, and not necessarily the dialogue, just his motivation. That just there's just so many things about it that are just right when
Yeah,
it comes to Ultron.
yeah, but
But a lot of the other
it's
stuff is really
watchable
good.
though. It's watchable.
Yeah, I
It's
really
got some
like
good fight scenes.
I like the Quicksilver swerve, even though I think it's kind of stupid. I didn't see it coming at least. I like Thor in this movie. This is another movie where Thor takes he
Yeah,
ta
he's better in the Avenger movies. Um,
yeah, he has much bigger role here because he's the one who brings Vision to life, quite literally.
yeah, but
Flies in and hits him with lightning.
I also think that this is one of Captain America's better movies.
Yeah.
He's great in this. He's great in this.
He
But
also at the end of this one, this is the one where because remember by now Thor has had 2 different movies where he had to find himself.
yeah,
You know what that
another
means?
one. Yeah, another one.
And by the end of this one, he sets off to find the Infinity Stones or find out more information about them or something like that.
Yeah.
And then that thread just never really gets developed.
No.
Just that just wasn't the thing he was doing anymore.
Well,
So, okay.
because they're wanting to gear into their all women all the time thing, you see. And
Mhm.
Thor gets in the way of that. That's why in Love and Thunder, of course, and Endgame, they spend all their Thor time mocking him, laughing at him. They got to have the women laughing at the naked Thor, right? Mocking him, right? Whatever. So we have moving on. Ant Man. I love this movie. I know a lot of people like, but I loved this movie. It was fun. This was good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot. Um, you know, yes,
Um, no, I was saying, yeah, I like it. It's fine. I think my problem is with him. I'm just not a Paul Rudd fan, I think. Something about him. I don't know. I can't quantify it.
that's fine.
Something about old Paul Rudd. He just, I don't hate him. I just, that's what my experience when I see him is just, eh, Paul Rudd. I'm not excited. Not excited.
It's more of the feel of the movie. It almost has a Wes Anderson quirkiness to it, right? I know it's not Wes Anderson, but it almost has that kind of style to it with the comedy runs and stuff. Or
Right.
Guy Pearce, it's got a little bit of that in it too. Yeah, I liked it. Now, Guy Pearce, is it Guy? Who's the director? Guy?
Ooh.
Is it Guy Pearce?
Guy Ritchie?
Guy Ritchie? Which one's the director? Whichever one's the director, it has that kind of feel to it. And I loved it. Luke Cage, season what, 1 or 2, whenever they killed off Cottonmouth, which was stupid. Up until that
Mhm.
point, it was epic. After that, it's
It was.
just who cares?
It was. It's a shame because yeah, I completely agree, and I've heard just about everybody say the exact same thing. Uh, the first part of that was really good,
It
actually
was.
really good.
It
The
was
guy playing
excellent.
Luke was good.
Yeah, I liked
Cottonmouth
it.
is amazing,
Cottonmouth was
and
good.
then they killed him, and they killed him completely unceremoniously,
Well, because they
eh,
had to put a woman in charge, you see.
and it just fell apart,
Yeah.
fell apart.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Iron Fist. Once again, I'm not going to blame the actor. I don't think he was poorly cast. I think it was poorly timed. They didn't give the guy any time to get in shape or get ready for the movie at all. A TV show. They just
Yes,
threw him at it. That's not his fault. Some of the other things in it are fine. This could have been something, but it's not because they screwed themselves up. The Defenders. I watched it, but I don't remember anything about it. You?
I don't even think I watched it.
I
I
did
was
watch it,
not
but I
interested.
remember nothing.
It's the main reason I wasn't interested is because I just didn't like the Daredevil series. I don't know why. I've still to this day can't quantify what it was about. Maybe it's him. I don't know what it was about Daredevil. I just didn't like
It's
any of the seasons.
D'Onofrio.
It might be.
It
I don't
is
know. I,
100%. It's that dude who's epic actor. That's what makes it. Kingpin is what makes it. And the
yeah,
guy Charlie, what is it? Cockball or
something
Cockadoodle
Charlie Cox, I
or
think, is his
whatever
name.
his
Just
name
Cox.
is.
Yeah,
He has his moments. He has his moments.
yeah,
But it's D'Onofrio, dude.
yeah.
Man, the whales are hooting out there today. What the hell?
Wales.
Yeah, I live right on the water, dude. You never heard a whale, "Boo,
No, I
boo." You
don't.
never heard
I
that?
live in the middle of a country where there's no whales, Chester. So no, I've
Whales
never
are
heard a whale
loud. They're
just start
loud.
screaming, just bellowing.
They just bellow. The noisiest things around here are the whales and the frickin' deer during rutting season. My God, they're noisy.
Here's one of the craziest things I'm seeing about this list so far that we've been looking at this. Look at the dates that these movies came out.
Yeah, yeah,
Some of these are over a decade ago
yeah.
or close to a decade
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
You want
Definitely
about
more.
talk about chasing glory.
Yeah,
Um, like look at Ragnarok. We talked a lot about Ragnarok here. It's coming up on the list. Uh, 2017, 2017 Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah,
Think
almost a
about that.
decade.
That's almost a decade
Yeah.
ago, bro. That
Well,
is wild.
well, Iron Man's almost 20 years ago.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Civil War, of course, Captain America, it's okay. Black Widow, didn't watch that crap. Black Panther was not a good movie. Now, the black folk got all up about it and enjoyed and had a great old time. That's awesome. I'm happy for that. I'm happy they found something in it, and they I don't know why. There's plenty of other black actors who are amazing. They could have rallied around, but something about Black Panther got them off their asses into the theaters, cheering, hooting, and hollering, and having a good old time. So rock on,
Rock on, boys.
rock on.
Rock on.
But it's not a good movie.
No.
Doctor Strange, the original one, it's fine. It's fine. The journey of Cumberbum there was fine. Thor Ragnarok we've already talked about. I didn't like it. Ant Man and the Wasp, what a waste of freaking time. Just make it a Wasp movie.
Yeah.
The original Avengers movie, which we already passed and talked about, it was supposed to have the Wasp in it, which makes sense because she's an original Avenger, right? An
Right.
original Avenger. But they didn't, and they made it Ant Man and the Wasp, even though it's just a Wasp movie. So it's like, why don't you just call it the Wasp? What's wrong? I don't get it. I don't understand that. Infinity War, best movie they made. Endgame, just awful. Loki TV show, awful, awful shit. Once again, it's not about Loki, it's about girl Loki. What if plenty of gender swaps and girl power nonsense. WandaVision, a villain made justified. They had the black girl there. What's that black girl? What character is she playing in WandaVision? That they got the black girl playing some important character. What character is she playing?
Um, Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau, right? Which was nice to see. But she's like, you'll never understand her sacrifice, dude. She took an entire town over because she was sad and imprisoned children in basements. She's a villain.
Yes.
Unbelievable, these people. The Falcon and the I'm never going to stop getting over that. By the way, right? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Nonsense. Racist, race baiting bullshit. Shang-Chi, dumb. Dumb. Eternals, one of the worst failures they've ever had because it's dumb. Girl power dumb. The white guy who is actually one of their more heroic type ends up being the bad guy and suicides himself because it's the right thing. Got to get rid of that white dude. Just keep that in mind. Doctor
Yeah.
Strange Multiverse, fuck that movie. Hawkeye, fuck that movie because it's not about Hawkeye, it's about the girl, and she's continuing. By the way, Moon Knight, once again, not about Moon Knight. It's about a gender swapped scarab who's a bad guy. All right. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever didn't even bother. Didn't even bother. Right. She Hulk could have been great, tongue in cheek, fourth wall breaking fun. Could have been great. Nonsense girl power shit. Miss Marvel, nonsense girl power shit. Thor, Love and Thunder, nonsense girl power shit. Werewolf by Night, I don't know. What do you think about Werewolf by Night? I was like, eh.
I never watched it.
I watched it. It was all right. It had some things in it. It was okay. It's more like a little one shot short, really.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I actually liked it. They kidnapped Kevin Bacon. I'm not joking.
They did.
They did.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium. I didn't watch it because it sounded horrible and it's a mega failure. One of the worst they had. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Once again, I don't need to be beaten over the head and once again and to make Peter Quill look like a dumb, selfish little manlet. Not interested. Thank you very much. Secret Invasion, where Samuel L. Jackson finally got to stick it to the Whitey. That's what that
Yeah.
movie. That's what that is. That series. Samuel L. Jackson finally gets to stick it to the Whitey. Of course, he's stuck it to the Whitey many times in his career. Keep that in mind, because Samuel L. Jackson, although I love his acting and stuff, he a bit of a racist, little bit,
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. He's not noisy. There's some of them are real bad noisy. But he likes it when he can stick it to Whitey for sure. Whereas Denzel Washington and Morgan Freeman seem to be more American, you
Yes,
know.
100%.
So there you go. Now you noticed that the list is chronological, not in when they came out. But I
Right.
would say more than half of this list was negative.
Yeah, quite a lot of it is. Yeah,
That's unfortunate,
100%.
dude. And it's mostly after Infinity War. There were a couple movies before Infinity War that were so-so, right? But they weren't hateful or stupid. They were just so-so movies. But since then, dude, it's just been an absolute disaster. Has there anything come out? And notice they didn't put Spider-Man in this run, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Has is there anything come out within this list after Infinity War that's any good? Anything?
Ooh. Without Spider-Man, no.
Yeah, with on this list without any of the Sony stuff,
Yeah,
right? It's just all crap, dude.
yeah, yeah,
It's insane that this could be the reality. I mean, especially with Moon Knight, they had that little gay actor they like there, that Oscar Isaacs guy. They had him playing, and I thought his portrayal of Moon Knight was okay. I didn't hate it. But it isn't the TV show is not about Moon Knight. It's all about girl power, right? They absolutely girl
yeah.
power the hell out of that. It's weird that the one I keep coming back to that I really hated was the She-Hulk thing, because I read She-Hulk when I was younger, and it was
Yeah.
fun comic book, dude. How do you screw that up that bad?
Intentionally.
I
Yeah,
okay, I
simple as that.
lied. There is one movie that came out that, or not a movie, but a little skit that came out was good. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. That was a good one. They kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Well, Guardians Galaxy Volume 3 is actually okay. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's good, but it's just I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as their best stuff, though.
I'm not gonna watch it. I refuse. Anyway, so there you go. There it is. And it ain't getting better. We've seen it ain't getting better, dude. They're not listening. They don't care what any of us have to say. The stuff we do like, we ain't getting, and they're giving us the stuff that so they can keep spreading their message. And I'm kind of wondering when it's going to stop because their U.S. aid money has been taken away from them, but they
Yeah.
still have shady money coming from other places, I'm sure. But it's just, I don't know. Do you think this is going to end? Are we going to ever have an end to this shit?
Phew. I don't know. I really don't. They seem to have limitless money.
They seem to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's and this is actually Marvel. Let's go see what their news looks like. Let's just click and see what Marvel news looks like here. Spider-Man, brand new day, and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse unveiled at CinemaCon, which was a mammoth failure, by the way, CinemaCon. And As if we give a shit about this new Avengers Doomsday. Unbelievable. Let's see. Sign up for Marvel Unlimited to receive an exclusive Marvel Rivals skin. I'm surprised they're pumping this because this Marvel Rivals, which is made in over here, I think it's Chinese made, is has actually masculine men and sexy girls. I'm surprised they
That's what.
allowed this on Marvel's website here. I suppose it's about money. They are getting kickback. Um Meet the might of Powerlift in Miles Morales. So this is a new girl. Her name is Powerlift. That's a very good name. Genius name there. Powerlift. Let's go see how wonderful she is, shall we?
Power lift.
Oh, there she is. She's perfectly midland mulatto. Good job. Yep. All right. It's not like comic book heroes always have the coolest names, but they're usually something a bit quirky or interesting about them. But Powerlift, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about that? Just, take away the wokeness that's obviously with it. What do you think about that name, Powerlift?
It's not terrible. It's
Uh,
just I don't know. It's not exciting either.
Yeah,
Just
I
is.
hated it the second I heard it, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm less hating it now.
Yeah, it's just not it's not good. It's not. It's just very
Yeah,
meh. It
yeah,
sounds like a D level villain actually from like way back in the day. Like
it
they would call
does,
him
and
Power Lift, just something silly.
it's probably what it is.
Yeah,
It's a D-list villain that he's got to fight, the villain of the week, I'm assuming. And let's see. Marvel and Toho International deliver a pop culture shattering showdown in new Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe comic event. All right, cool.
yeah,
Although I think you'd probably need like exactly one superhero to defeat Godzilla. You know, just like that one right there, the Thor guy or the Hulk guy. Yeah, I think
right.
that's all you would need. It would just be them. And Scarlet Witch when she has the demon in her. Yeah. Shit, Storm would probably tear the hell out of him. I mean, he's a kaiju. It's not the same thing, but whatever. That is something that could pull the kiddies in, but are they going to sell it to the kids? You know?
We will see. We will see. I doubt it
This
though.
Daredevil Born Again is really not getting good reviews, huh?
No, and
Yeah,
that's a shame.
it is a
But
shame.
but the thing is I think a lot of people liked it. So I don't know.
Well, I know Razor
But no
Fist.
one really watched it.
Yeah, and Razor Fist did review the first two, and he rather was very happy about it.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it is a She-Hulk stand, and you're right, Alan. Now here's a character with Silk that they could have made something with. They keep wanting to take Mary Jane and do other things with her because they can't have Peter with Mary Jane, and they don't like redheads, so they got to do something weird with her. But of course, he and Silk have a thing. The way they wrote it, because one of her powers is to use her pheromones to control the men's. But turns out that Peter also has that, but it's just in response to her pheromone. So when these two guys are together, Peter and this Silk Girl, they can't keep their hands off each other, right? So I figured that they were going to make a couple out of them. Cool. All right.
yeah.
Nope. They're just going to whore her
Nope.
out. And it's weird how
Of
they
course.
talk about girl power, but they just whore out their women constantly. But then again, that's kind of what the young modern women are doing, huh?
Yes.
They are just whoring themselves out to the nth degree. They made Wiccan gay, which I don't know. He was kind of always gay, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio is a great actor.
He is.
The Women of Marvel, Guide to Echo. Yeah, well, all you are is the Women of Marvel now.
Yeah,
That's
is there even men left that
there.
are,
Well, there's a
not
few
also
gays.
basically women?
They keep the gays around. You know.
Yeah.
Allies, I guess. Allies. Yeah. But whatever. That wasn't my point. Let's go take a look at Box Office Mojo and see what's going on. All right. So, what happened this weekend? I don't think very much. It looks like the Minecraft movie took the head spot again, and of course is. Whoa, they might be break even right here, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine.
I don't know
They'll
how
make
expensive
a
it was.
billy,
They
make a
might.
billy and walk out.
They might.
Yeah.
But this has made $225 million so far. Oh, excuse me,
But honestly, this is
275 million.
underwhelming. I get it's still, it's only been out what, like 2 weeks. It's made a ton of money or whatever, 9 days, a week, whatever.
Yeah,
I get that. That's a lot of money in that amount of time. But this is Minecraft, boys.
yeah, it could have been.
This
Yeah.
game franchise there isn't a bigger one. Doesn't
Well,
exist.
they already made their money back, I think, because I don't think this
Yep.
was a crazy budgeted movie. And they've already announced the sequel is in the works, so
Oh, of
more is
course.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
more
wouldn't
is
it be?
coming.
No, it's gonna make a ton of money, but I don't know. For me, I would have thought if you make a Minecraft movie and you do it well in a better market, better climate, because the movie climate is dead. It just like that's an impressive number, especially considering we just did last week. We just talked about how theaters just can't get people in.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially this particular demographic, these young kids, mostly young men, to be honest, young males. Um, and they're pulling them in.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well,
But for me, if you had put this out, because you could have put this out before COVID, this would have made 1.5 billion no problem.
oh
Wouldn't
yeah,
even be
I
a
think
question.
so. Yeah, no, I agree with that. But the thing is that the fans seem to like it, and that's really all that matters. I
Yeah.
mean, they're enjoying themselves so rock on, right? I'm not a Minecraft dude. I never played it. Um, so I don't. What do I know? But they seem to be liking it. They're really a lot of positive comments. Although a lot of these young Zoomers are going to the theaters and acting a fool, dude, and
Yes.
getting arrested. I don't
Yeah.
understand that. What's that all about?
I have no idea. I don't know where this trend came from, but they go there and they go crazy.
And they throwing
Throw the popcorn
popcorn,
everywhere. Yeah.
standing
No.
up and goofing and pushing each other around and like mosh pitting, and it's like that's you could do that like at a Rocky Horror Picture Show, revival, or what do you want to call it. That's the atmosphere of that. But yeah, there's people actually being arrested in the theaters, these kids, because they're going kind of wild. But whatever, whatever. The Zoomers seem to think the world is 100% against them all the time, and what's the point of even doing nothing? It's like, you think you're the first person who had that opinion?
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, so that's making money. Good for them. The King of Kings, in a religious movie, maybe Angel Studios. Is this?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
this is an
exactly what
animated thing.
it is.
Oh yeah, we talked about this a while back, huh? It finally came
Yes.
out. It's not a great showing though. It opened in 3,200 theaters, only less than 20 million, 19 million. But yeah,
Yeah. There's only so many of these that are gonna make money. That's just the truth of it. So, the people who make Chosen and Angel Studios, they had teamed up a few years ago,
yeah, we talked about it.
and yeah, and they were distributing it, and then there was a big blow up over rights and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
And it's just one of those things. I know the Chosen thing is either out or it's gonna be out soon, or was already out, I don't know, but it's oh, no, yeah, we talked about it last week. It's interesting to watch from their blow up which one has success or doesn't, like which way that goes. So this, I'm assuming, especially being animation, this isn't gonna make its money back. There's no way.
no, probably
Uh,
not. It's made more money than the Chosen movies have. The Last Supper 1 and 2. It made more money than that already. But animation movies are expensive. They are. Yeah.
yeah,
But we talked about this. We went and looked at their creative slides and their storyboarding, and we looked at this a couple of years ago, and it looked good. I like the style of it. It's an interesting art style. But no, it hasn't. It's not going to make some money back with that. The Amateur, 15 million. It's amazing how hard these things fall off, dude. Let's see who's in this. They don't tell me who's in this, but it looks like we have. Is that Lawrence Fishburne and the baby Van Peebles?
I think so.
I think it is. When his supervisor at the CIA refuses to take action after his wife is killed. Oh, that guy. No, this is that Persian guy. London terrorist attack. A decoder
Yeah,
takes man. I've seen that they've been pushing the trailer hard, actually. So they spent a lot of money on marketing on this thing. It looked kind of boring, but and it's getting that kind of reception. There's no way they even close to making their marketing back on this, because I've been seeing it
right.
marketed all over the place, right? So
Yeah.
this is an absolute failure. It is interesting how hardcore they drop off, though, dude. People are just not going to the movies, man. They're just not.
No, they're not. They're not. They're
Yeah,
not interested at all. It's
yeah,
too. It's one. It's too expensive. Two, you never know if you're getting. So this Minecraft movie is a perfect encapsulation of why people don't want to go, because you have all these kids acting like retards, acting up, and that's a problem. Now, obviously, this is an extreme version of it, but that's a problem in the movies anyway. People are always, not always, but very often, you'll be in a movie theater, phones will start ringing, you hear people talking, they getting up, getting down. Like it's just for the money you're paying. A lot of times, it's not a good experience, and
yeah.
somebody in a theater being a dick can ruin a movie for for everybody involved, and
Yeah.
it's just
I
it's not
don't
worth it when
I
we have these big 60, 70-inch screens in our house anyway,
yeah,
and we could just stream it and watch it here.
that's true. Now, to be fair, I don't have that trouble in Japan at all. The Japanese are highly respectful in that manner. There's zero problems with that for me. But I know what you're saying. Like if I went to a movie and it was mainly a black audience, I know right there I'm not going to know what the hell happened in this movie. So you either walk out and see if you can't get your money back, or go to a different a film and watch it somewhere else, or you just embrace the insanity of a black movie theater. And it can be fun. If you, I'm not knocking it. If you go to a movie theater and it's mostly black people in there, you're not going to know what the hell happens in the movie. But just enjoy the atmosphere because they have a hoot and a holler. It's kind
Yeah.
of fun, actually. I'm not against it. It's just you're not going to know what happens in the movie at all, dude, because they're going to be screaming and hollering, yelling at. They talk to the screen a lot. Do you ever talk to your TV?
Pretty rarely.
Yeah,
Pretty rarely.
yeah. It is what it is. Maple Sheik says the director of Minecraft is fine with what the kids are doing. He said no body gets hurt from popcorn. That's true. That is true. And it's just like like I said, going to a black theater. It's if you look at it and you get frustrated with it, well, you're going to have a hard time. But if you just embrace it and enjoy the atmosphere, it actually can be quite fun. Let's see
Yeah.
here. Warfare. This is no money whatsoever. Opening a bunch of seals, Navy SEALs, a bunch of theaters. Yeah, some just more Iraq Wars crap. Drop. Let's see here. A widowed mother's first date in years. Of course, at least she's widowed. Takes a terrifying turn when she bombarded with anonymous threatening messages on her phone during their upscale dinner, leaving her questioning if her charming date is behind the harassment. Dun, dun, dun. Well, wouldn't you be able to see that? But okie dokie. Yeah, that I'm not surprised. Of course, we talked about this last week. Part
Yeah.
three. So yeah, these aren't the King of Kings made more money, dude.
Yeah, but though that's a TV series. The King of Kings is a full movie. And they just released that, like I said, to get a little bit of money in theaters.
Mm. Okay, an energetic and free-spirited young man convinces his long-time friend who settled into domestic life to go on an impromptu road trip from Los Angeles to Sacramento. That sounds horrible. And The Teacher, boy, that's a little bit of money. One theater though. Okay, a Palestinian school teacher struggles to reconcile his risky commitment to political resistance with a chance of a new relationship with volunteer worker Lisa and his emotional support for one of his students, Adam. So let's say that this is trying to say that Palestinians stand against Hamas, which sounds like what they're doing here. And yeah, and know that that's bullshit. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's amazing to me how many of these people keep trying to say that Palestinians don't support Hamas. It's like, where are you getting your
Yeah.
data? Because they're like, nearly, it's well over 80% of Palestinians support Hamas even today. Unbelievable. It's like the
It is.
scene in Gremlins. It is. It is a black theater. Like I said, you have to embrace it though, because and if you do, you'll have some good fun. You get what they're doing. But I kind of wonder if black people actually know the plot of any movie whatsoever, though.
Yes.
Have you ever been to a black
I
theater?
I've been in theaters with many, many black people, so yes.
You know what I
I
mean, then,
understand
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah, yeah. Just don't get mad with it. Just go with it, you know,
Yeah.
or leave, you know. But then again, how many movies have you walked out of the theater on? I can think of one.
Mm. I think one. Yeah.
Hmm. Do
Yeah.
you know what? Which one was it?
Oh, it was years ago, bro. It was probably over 23 years ago. I want to say it was a Ben Affleck movie.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. He sucks.
Yeah, I
I
can't
just
remember what
don't go
movie
to
it
his
was, but
movies.
it was a Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, I just don't go to his
Well,
movies.
I
He's
used to
horrible.
go to the movies all the time because they had the cheapo nights and whatever.
Sure.
And I think they still do, but yeah, so it used to be a much more regular occurrence, but not anymore.
Well, what you guys are paying for movies right now, we've always paid for movies here. It's always been that
Yeah,
expensive, always. So I'm used to it. But no, the one movie I walked out of was in Hawaii. It was down in Waianae at a big, huge megaplex they had built, and I seen several good movies there. And it was Sylvester Stallone's Copland.
right.
My God, that is a boring ass movie. I mean, geez. I mean, as an older man, I have sat down and been able to watch it now, but whew, man, man, that is bad. And I try to stay away from movies I know I'm not going to like, that I know are going to piss me off. And I'll try to watch them at home and then just shut them off. Or my wife will shut it off. Like that movie you guys were trying to tell me was so amazing. Everyone, everywhere, everyone, all at once, or something like that.
Yeah.
The Wu movie. That movie,
Hmm.
we couldn't even get through the first freaking 20 minutes of it, dude.
You racists.
No, well, dude, you have to understand, we understand the culture in that. You don't. We understand the language. We don't need translation. Matter of fact, the translation wasn't correct, right? That was just
Hmm.
dumb, dumb, stupid, dumb. Now everyone said, yeah, but the action picks up after that. Fair enough. But I mean, that's a dumbass movie and a dumbass premise. And keep in mind, Michelle Yeoh has never been great. They push her
Right.
because she checks the right boxes, right? But she's never been great. She's annoying and arrogant. She has no respect for anything. By the way, do keep in mind she only has a career because of Jackie Chan saw something in her, and she has done nothing but deride the man ever since. He gave her shot, and she has
Yeah.
nothing but negative things to say about him, and not because of anything he did to her. By the way. She's not saying he did this to me or he did that. No, 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 no. She just thinks she's a much better everything than him. It's just pure arrogance. And you guys don't see that because you don't see the Chinese interviews. I do.
Right.
Yeah. And she is awful in Chinese, dude. Oh my God, she's awful. This is the typical arrogant, pain in the ass Chinese dude. And Jackie is never like that, by the way. And of course, he's a Hong Kong guy. But still, Jackie's never been like that. Jackie gets it. He's like Michael Jordan in a way. You know how you
Hmm.
never seen Michael say anything negative. You've never seen Michael racist or even hint at it. Michael is always very American. He always watches what he says. Don't do drugs. Get help. Right? Michael Jordan.
Right.
Right? You've never heard a negative thing come out of his damn mouth because he understands the business. The majority of
Yeah.
people who are paying me money are white people. Why the hell would I piss them off? Right?
Yes.
Because you look at this planet, who has the money in large quantities? Whites and Asians or Orientals, right? Those are the ones who have the money. Why would you piss either one of them off? And Michael gets it. What are his true opinions? Don't know, don't care. He probably doesn't care because he seems to be a normal country dude. You know what he's doing now? You know what Jordan is doing now? Would you like to guess?
What's he doing?
He owns three, not one, not two, three NASCAR teams.
Wow.
Yeah, I watch NASCAR, and he was it was funny. Jordan, as old as he is so stressed out because his one of his teams almost won the Darlington race the other day. And they were so close. He was so tense, and in the end, they lost it. Yeah, he obviously loves NASCAR. Not only is he there doing the job, but he owns three cars, dude. Isn't that
Wow.
interesting?
That's crazy.
It is
It
interesting.
is crazy.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that Jackie is kind of like that. He knows to keep his mouth shut, right? The
Hmm.
only dumb things I've ever heard come out of Jackie's mouth was basically because his son is an idiot, got himself in trouble, and the CCP threatened his son's life. So he had to basically kind of smile and support the CCP, which is
Right.
definitely his son's fault. Although he doesn't seem to be a very good dad, to be honest with you. And the other dumb things is his womanizing. Now, you talk about a womanizer, right? You know, we mentioned with Johnny Storm earlier. Frickin' Jackie Chan's a lecher on another level, dude. But to be fair, when you're Jackie Chan and pussy is just throwing itself at you on a daily basis, I mean, can we hate the guy? I mean, can we really give him too
No,
much hate?
it's kinda like the thing with Tiger Woods, right? Remember when Tiger Woods got caught with, like, 18 mistresses or
Yeah, I mean,
something like
just
that?
pussy's coming at him, dude.
Yeah, like, what's he supposed to do? You think Tiger Wood like, listen, Tiger was a lot of things, but he wasn't necessarily a good-looking man. He was in good shape, and he was extremely successful
Oh
and
yeah,
athletic and stuff, but in order to be that young and be that good, he had to be a complete and total obsessed nerd with golf, and
yeah,
he was. That's all he did. So when he finally made it, and now all of a sudden all these women wanted his attention, he doesn't know how to handle that. No one does. Very few men on earth know how to handle that. They can barely handle when one pretty woman gives them attention, let alone 18.
yeah.
Course he was all in. He was at the buffet table. He's like, "Yep, I'll be having some. I'll be having some."
Hmm.
So all these people who were all over him, like, nah, 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 nah. You don't understand the pressure and temptation that man was under.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand.
no, no, definitely. I get it. And Jackie's is magnitudes greater than that. Because
Yeah.
sure, everyone in the West loves Jackie Chan, but you don't understand the phenom that he is in Asia. I mean, Bruce Lee was a phenom when he came out, but it was short-lived. Keep in mind, he only made a few movies, right? Before he
Yes.
died. I mean, sadly, way too young. But Jackie has made tons of movies. He is God in Asia, dude. God, right?
Right.
And when you walking around Asia, there's Jackie Chan shit everywhere. He had a successful singing career, put out many albums, and he's not a good singer.
Right.
I mean, he's pretty awful, actually. It's more like kind of William Shatner put out that talking, singing record. It's kind of what Jackie does. But he's made a shitload of money off those albums, dude, because the women cannot get enough. And of course, men want to be him. He's Jackie Chan, right? But
Right.
that dude is just dripping, dripping, right? With pussy, dude. Even at this age. And it was kind of funny because Tiger was at the White House the other day for something. I can't remember what it was, but he was up there with Trump on stage, and several women were just thirsting after Tiger, even at his age.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I never got that. I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that what was that girl that you guys are all about? Who you all think she's beautiful? The press secretary girl,
Which one?
the press secretary, the new one, not the old one.
Oh, I don't know the new one's name. I don't. In fact, I can't even think of the old one's name.
Kaylee was the old
McEnany.
one, McEnany. The
McEnany or
new one
whatever.
is
Yeah.
the I can't remember her name, but people keep going on about how beautiful and gorgeous she is. She did used to be a model, to be fair, but I think she's kind of just normal. She's aggressive. She's doing the job pretty well, so cool.
Yeah.
But even she was thirsting after old Tiger Boy. Boy, I tell you what. Um, but I think the most thirsting look I've ever seen out of a female ever was Gal Gadot looking at Chris Pine. You remember that clip?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy dude.
Yeah. 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 Chris, my boy. You don't want none of that trouble.
No, and you
Corey
could
already
tell
had
he
it.
wasn't interested in that trouble at all.
No.
You could see his body and face reaction. He was like, I don't want none of that. But she was hardcore Thurston, dude. Caroline, love it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Or Levitt. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
She's all right. I preferred Kaylee, to be honest with you. Kaylee is, she's cute, I guess, but more importantly, I just loved how prepared she was. She always had her little folder. You couldn't ruffle her feathers at all. She was ready for you. This new girl doesn't seem to need a folder. She is pretty smart and very capable, but she's aggressive, dude. She's a bit aggressive. But then
Yeah.
again, that's what the new Trump is. This is an aggressive administration, so it's all good. Anyway, that's what I got.
It's what we got for today, folks. Sorry I've been so distracted. A lot of
Yes,
things
sir.
going on in the back end over here, and I gotta pee really bad,
Yeah,
Chester. I
I
really
do
gotta pee.
too.
Right? It's pee o'clock, I think. It's
It
pee
is
o'clock
P
somewhere.
o'clock.
Yeah. I
We're
looked, I checked the clock. It says pee time right
mhm.
on it.
Well, shit, dude.
It's normally the clock just has numbers on it. I don't know why mine has a P,
No,
but it
it does.
does.
It definitely got a P. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's
Thank
very
you all
strange.
very much. 2 days. We will be continuing our. We're in a hiatus for Bill. But during that hiatus, of course, we're going to keep it going. Let Puffin do run his little thing. Actually, if you remember the last time we had Puffin on, I was like, with the run, but I actually had a great time last week. It was a lot of fun. I
Sounds good.
really enjoyed it.
Sounds
But
good.
it is a hiatus thing. It's only going to run for about a month or so until Bill's back. But that's fine. Come back and enjoy because it was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. But other than that, dude, take us out of here, man.
I'm gonna do one I haven't done in a very long time. It goes and it leads into my rant earlier about people who just simply cannot
Hmm.
take accountability
Hmm.
for their own actions, decisions,
Yeah.
or situations they find themselves in. It's always somehow everybody else is responsible. Because Chester, you see,
Hmm.
if they really wanted to take that accountability, if they wanted to do that deep shadow work, as it's called in the psychology world, if they really wanted to do that, then they would be forced to look into the scariest place in all of the world, the mirror.
Hmm. Yeah. Scary place. Namaste. Later, everybody.